Hey guys, welcome to Raising an Archer, and we are here in our showroom.
Yes, we are.
Doing,
it's a special treat.
I know, a super special treat, right? We have Tommy Floyd, the president of NASP, on the show with us today. And I know a lot of you know nothing about NASP, even though it's one of the largest, if not the largest, archery organization in the world. But he's going to go ahead and fill us in on some of that information.
Yes, because you and I don't do a whole lot of NASP. We don't talk
a whole lot. We don't do any. A whole lot. We don't do any.
Well, no, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
That's true. That's true.
NASP was part of that, so we did have a little bit of that. But we didn't really know the rules, on that. No.
And Tommy, one of the things we did at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is that. Oh, excuse me. Wow,
okay
smooth.
Told you to quit smoking.
Yeah, we even for the NASP group, the senior group, the freshmen through seniors, when they got to the final two, so they had shoot-offs, we put them on a platform, and they got to shoot head-to-head live on camera, on a platform with cameras and people all over them. And it was really a cool experience for everybody.
Good deal.
All right, Tom.
It was.
Yeah, so Tommy, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll dive into what NASP is all about.
Well, Wendy and Scott, thank you again for having me here. It is my pleasure to anytime to talk about NASP. You being Texans, I'm also very fond of your state. I have some great memories of visits there for many reasons. Glad to talk about NASP, and I'm hopeful that something that we talk about tonight will help.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Raising an Archer, and we are here at a NASP shoot. We have never been to one before,
right.
And we thought, hey, why not? We had Regan reach out to us, which Regan will probably wave at us at some point. But Regan reached out to Texas Archery asking for, hey, how can we help in NASP? Wendy and I were like, hey, this is an opportunity for us to go ahead and promote a sport that we really haven't had a lot of time promoting.
Well, not really a sport because we promote archery all the time.
True.
But an organization that we normally don't cover.
Right.
They have been part of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo the last 2 years, and so we have covered them there.
It's their bows.
Yeah.
Because they shot, like somebody had said,
their distance.
they shot 18 meters. We're going to have Pastor Paul here in just a second tell us a little more about it.
That's right.
He's the head coach for here. So let's go ahead and pull in Pastor Paul. Let me fix something.
And I do want to say
yep,
right
I
quick.
do need to fix this.
For those who do not know what NASP is, that's National Archery in Schools Program, and so that we just learned this week. If you want to know more about it, we've got it out there now.
Yeah.
We were with the president of NASP.
Tommy
Monday.
Floyd.
Yes.
So Tommy Floyd met with us. He's out of Kentucky. Great guy. I mean, the passion behind him and NASP was
so
amazing.
Excited. Yes.
Yeah, I love that podcast.
Very contagious.
Yeah, so if you want to go and we're on all major podcast platforms. Also, you can check us out on YouTube and you can watch that video on NASP. If you're looking to get this into your school, that is a great way to start because he'll give you information to get that started for you. All right?
And we are in a private school right now.
We are.
So this goes private and public.
Let me scoot over. My arm is in there. Let me go ahead and fix this a little bit. So
Happened you put on your deodorant this morning if you're going to get that close to me.
Hey, welcome to the show, Pastor Paul. He's the coach here at Memorial Lutheran School, right?
Yes.
Took me a second there. Also, I cannot believe our cameras are doing something weird with the coloring, and it's driving me crazy.
They're doing auto changes, yeah.
So, Pastor Paul, tell us a little bit about your program, because I know there's a lot of people that don't even understand the format for NASP.
Sure. So, National Archery in the Schools program.
Hold on one second.
Yeah, I'm
it
not
looks
hearing
like it is not working.
So he's on number 4.
He's on number 4. That would be why. Let me fix that real quick. Man, we came unprepared,
I thought
didn't
Pastor Paul was quiet, but not quite that quiet.
Not that quiet. All right. If we had just grabbed the other one, we'd have been okay.
Go
ahead and test it.
Great. So we're really glad to have you here with us at our second annual tournament. We added National Archery in the Schools program to our school in the spring of 2021. I had heard from friends who were at other Lutheran schools that they were adding archery in Plano, Texas.
Let's go and get the mic a little closer.
That's fine.
There we go.
Plano, Texas.
There we go. Now we can hear him. Yeah.
Good. So we added NASP to our school in 2021, started it in school as it's supposed to be in PE, and then we started our team, I guess, in the fall of 22. And down here in Houston, there are not very many NASP tournament opportunities. You can practice all you want, but in order to have a game, right, in order to have a tournament, you have to go all the way up to Dallas.
Wow.
So we've been attending the Grand Prairie tournaments at Reagan Middle School in the fall and in February, now for the past 2 years. So those are great tournaments for getting to know how to run tournaments and be at tournaments for NASP. But to get National Archery in the Schools program into your school, you get trained to be a basic archery instructor. And so I took that training in January of 21, and then I got the next level 2 Mays ago. So I'm a basic archery instructor trainer.
Okay.
So I've been trying to help educate and train instructors so we can grow the program in the schools in Southeast Texas. So only if you want to do you have to drive 4 hours to go instead of having something local.
So what about so that training you just talked about? How long was it? Is it online? What did that look like?
It's an in-person training. Basic archery instructor course is Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning, where you learn how to set up a range, how to run a range, how to do some basic coaching skills, some basic maintenance on the bow and arrows, and how to implement the program in your school. Usually it's ISD people, public schools, but you get private schools interested also, or recreational centers trying to just sort of beef up their certification. And so that's 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a written test and a practical. Everybody learns how to run the range.
So it is in person, or it isn't in person?
It's an in-person.
Okay.
You can research through videos and online, but it is an in-person training for the basic archery instructor.
Guess what? If you want to get trained, it sounds like Pastor Paul
I was just fixing to ask
is
that.
going to be able to set those classes up for us.
Because I heard him say instead of going 4 hours, then are you training locally? Because
Yes.
you said now you are a trainer yourself.
Yeah, so one of the teams that's coming later today from Brenham, it's another Lutheran school. That pastor came to one of the trainings I did in August. And so then he implemented the program at his school after getting trained to be a basic archery instructor here.
I had to lick a few minutes ago because you said they're coming from Grace Lutheran School.
Yes.
And I thought, wait a minute. My aunt and my cousin used to teach at the Lutheran School, so I looked, and it was Christ Lutheran Church in Brenham instead of Grace. So just checking in on that. But this is very cool. So you've got 7 archers this morning. You're going to have 4 lines today.
Yes.
Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, so our team, we've got 25 kids from 4th grade through 12th grade.
Wow.
All on the archery team. Some shot last night. Those are all of our 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. And then today, our 7th through 12th graders are shooting mixed in with the other teams that are arriving.
How are those divisions split up? Because you have all these different ages, grades. What does that look like?
So in NASP, they have an elementary division, a middle school division, and a high school division.
Okay, 3 divisions. All
4th,
right.
5th, 6th through 8th, and 9th through 12.
Okay. Very cool.
And you said this was in 2021 that you set it up. What was the reasoning for you guys to bring archery into your school?
So at the same time, we started a high school. We were a K-8 school from essentially its founding through to the late 90s. There was a move to expand our program into high school. We got all the momentum actually during COVID, ironically. And so then when we reopened in the fall of 20 going into 21, we had our first freshman class. They were interested in shooting. We thought archery would be a good niche for us to fill. We're a smaller school. We're also sort of landlocked, so we can do basketball here.
Right.
We can do volleyball, but we don't really have room for football or any of those sorts of sports. And archery hits a different cross-section of students and of families, and we found that archery took off right away. We had at least a dozen kids that we took to our first tournament up in Grand Prairie, and then now, like I said, we have 25 kids on the archery team from 4th grade through 12th grade. And then this is the second tournament we've hosted. Last year we had 42 archers from 3 schools. this year we have almost 80 from 8 schools.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
It's amazing. It's going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that we see is once someone that has passion that wants to go ahead and get it started, it just seems to grow from there. And I think that COVID was a good boost for archery, because we've seen a lot of growth in archery after the COVID, as long as we started to push to get people to come and be a part of it, because a lot of people bought bows during that time because they couldn't go and do anything else.
You know, we really thought that it was going to be the downfall of archery, because at a tournament, you're so close together on the line. But everyone made it work. And, you know, we still had the social distancing, even with
Every
archery.
other lane.
And to see the growth since then, and to hear about, you know, because we know so little about NASP. We've learned a lot about NASP in the last week. And to
A lot in the last week, because we had very little knowledge of it.
but to see how big your program has grown in 2 years,
Yeah.
that says something right there.
And, you know, we were the numbers. So we met with Tommy Floyd, the president of NASP, and he started throwing out some numbers, which I had not heard were just unbelievable type
Yes.
numbers. You know, for the national event, they have a little over 15,000 kids that show up to the national tournament. That is amazing, because when you look at some of the largest target tournaments in the world, they're right around 4,000 archers. So when you talk about NASP, like Vegas is one of, if not the largest, they say it's the largest archery tournament in the world. I'm going to disagree now.
Yeah. Well,
know?
and then also hearing, you know,
I'm going to talk to Bruce
national-
Cole about that. He's
Right.
the president. He's the president of NASP NASP NFAA.
And so hearing National Archery in Schools program, we think USA, you know, the United States of America,
Yep.
not the other program, but we think about our nation. But we heard that this goes overseas as well. That it's a worldwide program, and I didn't know that until Monday. So since its inception, I'm going to read this straight off the website. Since its inception in 2002, NASP has put a bow and arrow in the hands of over 21 million students.
That's
That's a lot of
21 million.
kids.
21. I feel like Dr.
21
Evil. 21 million.
I never watched this show.
You never
so-
watched
No,
that?
I did not.
Okay.
So
He's
21,
shaking his head. Why did I just say that?
but 21 million students, grades 4 through 12. I mean, that just blows me away. So to hear that, that's just since 2002. That's not like it's been a going on for
Yeah.
100 years or even 50 years at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
So of course, I've got an archer. I've got 2 kids who both used to shoot, but got one who still shoots. And so I love the sport.
Yeah,
I have
well,
a big heart for the sport.
Obviously, we're out here volunteering our time to do this, and because we want to help
We want
continue to
more
grow
kids,
the sport.
yes.
So obviously, you're not from Texas.
No. No, I'm not.
I can tell with the accent.
Yes.
Tournament.
Tournament. Where are you from, and how did you get to Texas?
So I'm from Long Island, New York.
New York.
New York. And I've been a pastor for 10 years.
Wow, you don't look when you were 12?
Yes.
Wow, Wendy,
So
stop it.
10 years. My first 4 were in Roswell, New Mexico,
Okay.
after seminary in Indiana. And then I got called here in 2017 to be pastor and headmaster. So I run our school.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm the principal, essentially. And then I also teach a couple classes. And then my extracurriculars are archery, and I run our theater program.
Okay.
So-
Did you have any type of passion for archery before this, or was it something that you kind of fell in your lap?
So I served as a shooting sports director at a Boy Scout camp the summer before my wife and I got married. I ran the rifle range, not archery, but liked it. And Rifle is difficult to do in a school setting unless you
Yeah.
have a lot of land or a helpful underground basement or something, right? Which you're not going to
We
have.
don't have here.
So
It's kind of tight. Yeah, I mean, it would be, might be an issue.
The water level, the water table.
Yes. So archery seemed like the appropriate way to introduce shooting sports to our school and have an outlet. So I mean, I was never a really athletic kind of person. I played bassoon, did theater, became a pastor, and so to find a way to inspire students to do something that certainly uses because education needs to be soul, mind, and body. Archery was a perfect place for our school to expand.
And now, is that something that they teach you? Because that is something that I heard, and it was very strong with Tommy the other night, was having that, not only the whole body, but inspiring students. Is that just something that you just kind of fit that mold? That's something that you just totally believed from the very get-go, or?
I think it'd be a both and.
Okay.
It's certainly in the language of NASP. I wouldn't be in charge of a school if I didn't care about inspiring students. I'm
a teacher.
I love teaching.
Yes.
It's a whole lot more fun than all the other stuff that has to be done.
Yes.
So it's a great joy to be here and to take care of the kids in the classroom, on the range, in all the different ways that we get to. So,
Now, how do the kids get their equipment? Do you go ahead and provide the equipment? Because we know that all of the bows and all the arrows have to be the same, not like the same color, but they have to fit basically the same mold. And so, do the students go and get their own, or does the school provide for each student?
So we do both at this point.
Okay.
NASP has a pretty handy ordering pattern. And so, when you buy your startup kit, you get 12 bows, you get 2 left-handed, 10 right-handed. And so we have that set up. And the targets that are behind us, as well as the curtains.
They come with 5 targets.
Yep, you buy 5 targets. Ours are starting to be a little thin, so we're going to buy some more and some new coverings. But probably out of the 25, I'd say a third of our archers have gone and gotten their own bow since then. Okay. And that number rises. I mean, my wife and I have 5 kids. 2 of them are old enough to shoot. So a 6th grade son and a 4th grade son. And that's the Christmas plan.
Okay,
Our bows. And so as the kids get really invested and excited in it, they usually get their own bow.
This guy is amazing me. I'm like, you have 5 kids. I want whatever's making you look so young. I need that. I need to slather it everywhere. 5 kids. He's been a pastor for 10 years.
Wendy's 35 years old, and
watch it.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about NASP now. We just talked about the equipment.
Yeah, and that was something we didn't ask Tommy the other night, was how many come in a kit. So I'm super pleased that Pastor Paul here has said 12 come in a kit, because I was like, is that one comes in a kit? And you've got to, because the price on it was not that much for 12 bows and everything that comes in that kit. That's
he said $3,300, but they
Yes.
actually give you a startup. They'll give you $1,500 grant to even help with that, which I think is
very generous.
It's awesome.
because I'm thinking in compound terms, that would be the price of one bow.
Oh yeah. Target
your
bows
arrows and everything.
Those open class target bows are $4,000 just for a bow.
So,
and so this is
$200 for the Genesis bow is the investment, even on the part of the parent if they want a bow for their child to have outside of school. And
the one thing I do want to mention is that I know that they have their bows, they provide bows, but when these kids purchase their own bows, I think that helps them, because they come, that bow never changes. It's the exact same. They learn how to use that bow. I was doing a team building event yesterday, and one of the ladies was on fire. And then we kind of switched up the teams, and then she's just like, this bow shoots like crap. They're all exactly the same. All the bows are the same weight,
because
same
you use
everything.
Genesis for the team building.
And she's like, no, this one doesn't shoot well. And so she went and switched back with the old one and went back to how she was going. So, which just tells you how every bow, they may all be the same, but being familiar, like I'm sure she would have figured that bow out, but it's just every one of them's just a hair different.
We have the same thing with our students, since we've got 25 archers, and we only have 12 bows outside of students bringing their own, and we've got overlap still. So
Yep.
you get the grumbling student, this isn't my bow, even if it is actually their bow.
Right.
Somebody tweaked it just a little bit.
So how the tournament starts? It starts at, let's just say it started this morning at 9 a.m.
Yep.
What does that look like? Like how they score, how many arrows, what distance, things like that.
So a NASP tournament, they all follow the same rules, and they're really modeled off of the national tournament. A tournament is 30 arrows worth in terms of scoring. Students will shoot in the bullseye, it's 10 and 15. So you shoot 15 arrows at 10 meters in 3 ends of 5. So they do a practice
15.
round, and then they shoot 15 arrows, scoring each round. And when you have 2 people to a target, you score the sort of target partner's target. Right?
They
So
shoot
you
at the
each-
same time?
Same time.
Okay.
And then they each score each other's and then certify and sign that those are the right scores. So you do the 3 ends at 10 and then move back to the 15-meter line, shoot a practice round, and then 3 ends at 15, 30 arrows total. If you shot 10 every time, it'd be a 300. Oftentimes, the scores tend to be like top high school shooters are in the 280s in a tournament, maybe 290s, and that also depends on age. But they break down by boys and girls and elementary, middle, and high.
Yep. Do you guys give awards out at the end, or is it kind of a conglomerate?
It sort of depends on the.
Conglomeration.
Yeah, I don't know.
It depends on the
That's a
tournament.
big word. That's a big word for me.
Some of these tournaments, like up in the Dallas area, you're dealing with teams that have 150 kids on them. So, and then you've got schools like us who are happy that we have our 25.
Right.
And our school, right, is from kindergarten through 12th grade is 170 kids.
Wow. Yeah.
Get every kid into it, man. Come on.
So tournaments will the kids care more about how well they've shot and in comparison to who. So people who host tournaments are able to determine whether they give team prizes or individual prizes. We haven't really moved into that. We've been more just looking for participation. And their profile in NASP is something you can access off the NASP app. So the students can follow themselves and their tournaments and see how their scores are improving or what they need to work on. And so it has plenty of team building and team activity, but it's an excellent individual sport where you really are working very hard throughout however many years you get to hone your skills as an archer.
I love this. I can really relate this to swimming because my kids are both swimmers as well. And so they swim on their high school team. And, of course, it's whoever comes in, first or whatever. So you have your individual awards, but then you've got their team awards at the end. What team won? But they're also looking to beat their personal best. And so every bit of that, I'm like, whoa, wait. Oh,
So that's interesting that when you have your team, they give out team awards. And I guess team awards, if you had 125 kids coming in, it's going to be kind of tough to beat them, I would think.
Yes.
Like unless you go ahead and start kicking kids off the team, so it's even.
You didn't make the cut. That would be wrong.
Sorry.
We're trying to get kids in, not discourage
The
them.
programs up north are huge. I mean, they're
When you say up north
in Texas.
Texas, okay.
Right. So specifically, you've got very large programs in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Richardson, Allen, Kennedale, Grand Prairie. They all have big programs, lots of students. At Allen, we went a couple of years ago to their tournament in January because state qualifying in Texas is in January, and we were in their outdoor sports gym with all of their bass fishing trophies and skeet trophies and rifle and archery and classrooms with taxidermied animals. And I mean, there's also, NASP has a 3D in addition to Bullseye. We have
And I
the
didn't
3D
know that
targets.
until Monday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, y'all have the
We
3D?
have the 3D targets.
Wow.
So our kids like doing that also.
So do you have a tournament? Do you do a 3D tournament?
We have not done it yet.
I want to be a part of that.
Right?
Okay.
So when you do it,
When we do it, you can come. Yeah, we'll be happy to have
because
you.
we can put cameras on all of those 3D targets and we can score it live. Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be so cool.
That would be neat.
Normally we have, because we're raising an archer, we bring in youth to help us do all these things.
Oh, okay.
And so we have she's 14.
Yes.
14, yeah. So she's grown with us.
He asked her age like
every single time.
time.
So we have a girl. She travels with us, and she's 14 years old.
She and her family.
Yeah.
travel.
Her and her family, yeah, and her and her mom,
Yes.
and Royce, her little brother.
I
So
said family.
she handles all the cameras and she handles all the transitions. It's an amazing, and she's amazing. Like she has 6 cameras potentially going at one time, and she's actually prepared like each camera, and she pre-programmed them all. So if we said, let's go ahead and look at so and so, she would literally hit 2 buttons and she has a camera on their target and a camera on them, just like that, and then she transitions over. She does an amazing job. But these kids, like, we'll have them do live scoring. So when we do live scoring on a screen, so we'll pop it up there, and so when they're doing it, we have another youth that's there. They're typing in the scores as they're coming in and showing up on the screen, so everybody watching live can actually see what's going on.
So there is something
And
else.
that's all done by binoculars.
Yeah.
Like,
So NASP is huge, right? We've covered that. How many
Yeah, that's what I-
students and everything. Okay. NASP has awarded $4 million, go back with your little pinky guys, $4 million in cash scholarships. And that is over 2,000 students. So what I'm seeing here, whether it's a public school or a private school, some kiddo that does not have a way to get involved in a sport can come into these archery programs, and with little or no investment other than time, and get in here and have another avenue for scholarships. And do you guys do scholarships here at your school?
For archery,
For archery?
in particular,
Or through
not,
archery?
not particularly.
Or do they have a way to compete and go for these
Yes,
scholarships?
they certainly can. So we're working on training archers strong enough to compete at the state level.
Mm-hmm.
That's difficult since usually it's, again, a team thing.
Right, okay.
But small schools can,
Mm-hmm.
if their archers are strong enough and sort of competitive enough, can go for those same scholarship opportunities.
Awesome.
awesome.
Yep.
Well, you got any more questions
No,
for
go
him? I
ahead.
know that he
I
kind
always
of
have more questions.
Yeah, I know he
but
probably needs to get back to
That's fine,
back to the
yes.
show, the big show back there behind us.
We can always pull him in later.
Yes.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
We're very glad that you're here, about ready to start the second flight of the morning and bring in our
we've-
guests from
All right.
Terry High School.
Perfect.
So,
All right, I see. We've got one of the gentlemen that just walked around the corner.
All right. Well, thank you
Thank
for
you
joining
so
us.
much.
Thank you so much.
We're going to go to please wait screen while we kind of set up for the next one.
That's right.
All right. Thank you, guys, and
Yeah,
thank
thank
you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Yep. Hey guys, welcome to Raising an Archer, and we are here in our showroom.
Yes, we are.
Doing-
It's a special treat.
I know, a super special treat, right? We have Tommy Floyd, the president of NASP, on the show with us today. And I know a lot of you know nothing about NASP, even though it's one of the largest, if not the largest, archery organization in the world. But he's going to go ahead and fill us in on some of that information.
Yes, because you and I don't do a whole lot of NASP. We don't
A
talk
whole lot. We don't do
lot.
any. A whole lot. We don't
well,
do any.
no, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
That's true. That's
what
true.
NASP was part of that. So we did have a little bit of that, but
But we didn't really know the rules,
No,
you know,
no,
on
no,
that.
no.
And Tommy, one of the things we did at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is that. Oh, excuse me. Wow,
okay over there?
smooth.
told you to quit smoking.
Yeah, we even for the NASP group, the senior group, the freshmen through seniors, when they got to the final 2, so they had shoot-offs, we put them on a platform and they got to shoot head-to-head live on camera on a platform with cameras and people all over them, and it was really a cool experience for everybody.
Good deal.
All right, Tom.
It was.
Yeah, so Tommy, go ahead. tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll dive into what NASP is all about.
Well, Wendy and Scott, thank you again for having me here. It is my pleasure to anytime to talk about NASP. You being Texans, I'm also very fond of your state. I have some great memories of visits there for many reasons. Glad to talk about NASP, and I'm hopeful that something that we talk about tonight will help someone out there that maybe doesn't have the National Archery in the Schools program in their school. Find a way to make it happen there with our good partners there at Texas Parks and all that they do for fish and wildlife enthusiasts in your state.
So tell us, from a NASP, people are going to ask, so what is NASP? There
Great.
is, what is that? You just mentioned a little bit. It's a program that's in schools. Tell us how is it? How prevalent is it? Because I know that even in our area, I didn't realize that there was much NASP even in this area, and I think there's way more than I was expecting after I was talking to the NASP coordinator this week.
Because I know our school district does not have it, and no one in our area because I'm an hour south of Houston, so there's no one in my area that has that.
Right.
Good. Well, NASP is a 21-year-old program. It was founded in 2002. It is an in-school requiring program in grades 4 through 12. Since inception, we have had 21 million students go through the program. Last year, we had 1.3 million students engaged, receiving archery lessons in just under 9,000 schools. We're in 49 states, 9 Canadian provinces, British Virgin Islands, New Zealand, and we are the largest youth archery organization in the world. We have the largest archery tournaments in the world, and we are growing at a rate of about 1,300 schools a year.
You got into this around 2003, right?
I got in 2003. It was a year old. It had just started as a pilot program in Kentucky. I was a high school principal in Kentucky at Somerset High School, and received an email like everybody else did and said, hey, would your school be interested? Now, we do something very similar now. Our website, which is naspschools.org, anyone who wants to know more about us can do that. I'm sure you could share that with your listeners and viewers. What's required is a school is willing to become a NASP school. They select a person to be trained, and we call those people Basic Archery Instructors, or BAIs. Since we have begun this wonderful thing, we have trained 104,000 BAIs. Last year, we had about 17,000 active BAIs across all jurisdictions. The person agrees to go to a training, usually can get that done in a day. Then they take a test. Then they demonstrate mastery of what we know we want them to do. Because in 21 years, we have an impeccable safety record, meaning that we hadn't had a significant injury of any kind related to our safety and training protocols in NASP. That's a really big deal, because if you're trying to get your way into a school district, you're probably talking to an administrator who hears archery equipment, my school, my students, oh, what could happen? We have a much better safety record than ball sports. Having been a principal and superintendent, I know what we paid for knees and elbows and shoulders and collarbones. We don't have that in archery. I think we're a little bit behind table tennis, but we're and that's true. That's a true statement. But NASP is a 50-50 girl-boy split, because we require a NASP school to train a teacher and introduce that during at least 10 hours of instruction during the day. 66%, or 2/3.
Hey guys, we are back. We are welcome back. We're back here with one of a first-year shooter, Max. Max, what school do you go to? How old are you?
What grade are you in?
There we go.
I go to Memorial Lutheran.
So you go to school here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in 6th grade, and I'm 11 years old.
All right, so 11 years old, 6th grade, and this is you're a first-time shooter with NASP. How did you get into the program?
I mean, it just seemed cool, and it was kind of something I wanted to do. Also, my friend Kevin was in it. So.
There you
Thanks,
go.
Kevin.
Yeah. So
Is Kevin here today?
Is Kevin shooting?
No, I don't think he is.
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we're glad you're
Yeah.
here.
So the program started in 5th grade, right? Is that what he was telling us? Fourth grade.
4th grade.
So have you been going to school here since 4th grade, or is this your first year here?
This is my first year here.
Okay. So that was your first opportunity to get into archery. So
But you know, that's how my kid got into it. My daughter shoots, and that's how she got into archery. Was that she goes, "Oh, I think it looks cool. It looks like it might be fun," and that's when we started. And I told her, people were saying, "Okay, well, yeah, keep going." I'm like,
Why not?
"No, she's gonna like it like 6 weeks, and then we'll be on to something else." And it's been 6 years. So, do you think this is something that you might continue doing?
Actually, yeah, I really enjoy it, and I would probably continue doing it.
Yay!
All right. So that's great. So you decided you wanted to come and shoot with Max, your buddy Max. So what was your first?
No, my friend Kevin.
Oh, Kevin.
Kevin, he's
sorry.
Max.
He's Max.
Yeah.
Wait, whatever. Just respond to whatever. No, I'm teasing.
Mr. Scott always gets people's name wrong all the time.
Yeah, Max. I kept screwing up the name Rob.
Yes.
How do you screw up Rob? I called him Robe.
Yes.
My art teacher, Mrs. Rowards, she cannot get names right.
He just called his
she
teacher.
calls her children her dogs' names. On
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I've done that as well.
Yeah, I have 4 kids. I call them all the wrong name all the time. So
Is this your first tournament? You're a first year.
This is my second tournament. The one I participated in was yesterday. That was lower school.
okay.
Wow. Okay. Awesome.
And so did you shoot today too, or you just shoot the one time?
No, I shot yesterday.
Okay.
Okay.
And so why are you up here today?
My mom volunteered.
Yes, but you probably had a choice. You could either stay home or you could come
Nah.
up here.
No, he didn't. I could have told you where that was going, Wendy.
are no
For anybody, you would let your kids stay home.
There are no secrets with Max. He's going to call everybody out.
That's right. Well, Max,
All right.
thank you for joining us. And
We hope to see you again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep shooting.
Maybe we'll be back and do one of these again for you. Like if they do 3D here, I think we will be back.
I would love to.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll make a big deal about it because that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Max, for joining us, and we'll wait for the next person to step up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Been great.
All right. Hey guys, welcome to Raising an Archer, and we are here in our showroom.
Yes, we are.
Doing
It's a special treat.
I know, a super special treat, right? We have Tommy Floyd, the president of NASP, on the show with us today, and I know a lot of you know nothing about NASP, even though it's one of the largest, if not the largest, archery organization in the world. We definitely are jumping around here, aren't we? You know, I think he's.
You got them all? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Making sure you push the right buttons.
All right,
and not my buttons.
We've got another. I will definitely push her buttons. Yeah.
That started earlier this morning.
First thing.
Yeah,
Thing.
yeah.
Oh, all right, Patrick, right? Mm-hmm. All right,
Yes.
Patrick. We've got Patrick here. Tell us what school, what grade, age.
Memorial Lutheran. I'm in 10th grade, and I'm 15.
15. Okay. And you have a 15-year-old.
I do.
Yeah. She's just
She
as
shoots
sassy.
too.
Just as sassy as her.
Maybe more.
Yeah. All right, Patrick. So you're shooting NASP. How long have you been doing it?
Since the beginning of last year.
Okay.
So a couple years. So this is your second season.
Yes.
Did you shoot this tournament last year?
Yes, I did.
All right. So you're shooting today?
I already did.
Oh, you did.
You
You
just
just got
shot.
done.
Just now.
Yeah.
All right.
How'd you do?
Yeah.
I shot a 248.
Okay. Not
How
bad.
did that compare to your last year's score?
I think that's my best.
Okay.
Sweet. I always love hearing about personal best. Yeah.
I got to tell you, it's a little bit of a challenge. I didn't realize that they shot 10 meters.
Yeah.
And then 15 meters.
Yeah.
So they like shoot half the tournament at 10, half the tournament at 15. At least they give them one practice in. That's it.
No kidding. And then they, because on compounds, we, aided we go, or open class, we use the sights and everything. But these are Genesis bows that do not have sights on them. So they have to readjust their aiming point. And how difficult is that, Patrick, going from 10 meters to 15?
It's just a little bit more difficult, but yeah.
You gotta
All right.
aim a little higher, or how do you do that? Or do you change where your fingers are on the string?
No, you just aim a little bit higher.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it?
So this is going on your second year. I guess you're having fun at it.
Yep, I am.
All right. You plan to continue shooting?
Yep,
Yep.
All right.
through high school.
So why did you decide to? I mean, you're in. What'd you say? You're in 8th
10th.
grade, 10th grade,
10th
Tenth
grade.
grade.
You can't
10th
get
grade.
people's names right. You can't get their
15. I don't know.
15
I don't
in
know
8th
ages
grade.
anymore. I can't even get the girl that helps us get her age right.
No.
Yeah, the girl that actually helps us, Patrick. She's 14. 14, and when she's here, she handles all the transitions,
Yes.
all the cameras. She does everything.
She's amazing.
So the young kids you guys are amazing when it comes to technology. Wendy, on the other hand, she can't even figure
No.
out how to plug this thing in. Or she's
No.
like, it's not coming on. I'm like, well, you actually got to plug it in.
I didn't put the power cord in the right spot.
So what got you into trying NASP?
I don't know. It was just something new, and it just seemed interesting.
Yeah. So were you here when it started?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. Well, have you only been going to the school for maybe about a year and a half? Or?
No, since 7th grade.
7th grade. Okay. So when they started the program in 2021, you didn't start then, but then
No.
you saw that it was kind of interesting and tried it out, and of course
Yes.
fell in love with it, right? Fell in love.
Yes, I did.
He
I
said,
did.
yes, I like it.
Yeah, no girls. Just focus on archery, okay, Patrick? That's,
Okay.
Girls will wear you out.
Stop it.
Oh, sorry. All right, Patrick. So what's your plans? You're going to continue shooting through high school?
Yes.
Yeah,
Do
he
you
said all
do you
the
have
way
any
through school.
Do you have any plans after that? Like when it comes to college or anything?
Nope, never thought about that.
Yeah,
no.
me either. I'm still trying to figure that out. And, I just turned 39.
We are in a church. We are in a church school.
No,
You should not be lying.
I'm 51, and I'm still trying to figure it out, man. All right, so Patrick, did you have any other questions for Patrick?
I did not.
Okay.
I hope to see you again, Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick, great job, and
shooting.
thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to Raising an Archer, and we are here in our showroom.
Yes, we are.
Doing-
It's a special treat.
I know, a super special treat, right? We have Tommy Floyd, the president of NASP, on the show with us today. And I know a lot of you know nothing about NASP, even though it's one of the largest, if not the largest, archery organization in the world. But he's going to go ahead and fill us in on some of that information.
Yes, because you and I don't do a whole lot of NASP. We don't
A whole lot. We don't do any. A whole lot. We don't
well,
do any.
no, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Don't worry, Scott. I hear that the older you get, then you start shrinking. So before long,
All right, we got another one on with us here.
Yes.
Roland, right?
Roman.
Roman. Yes. Roman.
He cannot get
Roman,
people's names
Roland.
right ever.
Row.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've already screwed it up. I can't remember what it is.
Roman.
Roman? Yes, Roman. Okay, Rome. I still want to say Rome.
Rome.
Okay,
Think
got
of the
it.
Bible.
Yeah, got it. Got
Romans.
it. Romans. Roman.
Now you'll say
Romaine.
Romans.
Romaine.
No.
Ramen was about
Stop.
ramen noodles.
No.
All right. Tell us.
Are
Sorry.
you recording or do you?
No, we are. I mean, it's
Okay, you're
it's
recording
live.
us
We're
there,
live
okay.
right now.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, we've got maybe 10,000 people. No, I
No.
don't think it's 10,000. I don't.
Roman's like, I'm out.
I don't think it's 10,000 people watching, but we have a few out there watching,
Yeah.
and they will watch later, and you will too. I am sure of it.
All right, Roman. How old are you, my friend?
I'm 16.
16. All right. And
Do you
then-
like Roman noodles? I'm just
Oh,
curious.
There are no There's Roman numerals, but no Roman.
Ramen. What about ramen? Do you like ramen? You like ramen noodles? I like ramen noodles. I mean, that's how I grew up. That's what
That's
I
how
ate in
I lived
college.
on. Yeah, it's college. But I didn't eat Roman noodles.
Roman. All right, sorry.
Do you see what I have to put up with all the time?
I'm sorry. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I can see that. Wendy, go ahead.
All right. So you're 16. Where do you go to school at?
I go here, Memorial
Awesome.
Lutheran.
Very cool.
How long
so,
have you been going to school here?
About 4 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what grade are you in?
10th grade.
10th grade. All right.
So you want to do the math on that? When do you think he started?
4 years ago.
Not just what grade? Her math is terrible. It's terrible.
And I'm a teacher.
We were on a live broadcast, and she did argue with me on the amount of the score it could be. I'm like, no, it's what? It was a different scoring system, and I'm like, 5 times 7. What is that? She's like, 28. Didn't even make sense.
Pretty sure that's what I said.
I'm like, how do you come up with 28? Okay, sorry. Go ahead,
Back
Wendy.
on.
Yeah, back.
Okay. What got you started into the NASP program here?
I don't know. I just when Pastor Paul said like we're gonna have an archery team, I was like, I wanted to join. And,
Wow.
yeah, it sounded fun.
Do you play any other sports?
Basketball and baseball.
Okay, so you do them all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. Basketball. Well, now I'm adding everything up. Basketball, baseball, archery. When do you practice?
We practice Mondays afternoons and Tuesday mornings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like just cram it all in there.
Yeah.
All right. So you shot here last year
Yes.
at this tournament,
Yes, I did.
and then you've already shot today.
Mm-hmm.
How did you do?
I did all right. It wasn't my best
Okay.
tournament.
Well, we know how that goes. We
Yeah.
both have kids who shoot, so
Yeah, trust me.
and they'll come away
Up
going
and
like,
downs, and we
"Oh,
tell everybody,
yep,
focus on the average. Not
right.
you can't have your personal best every single time.
Yeah.
My
But
kids
we
think they
want
can,
that.
but
Yeah, absolutely.
and then they're devastated when they don't.
You know what? I shot a perfect score. I should shoot a perfect score every time. Every time.
Well, I saw you helping this morning. You've been here since we got here. I mean, I think you pulled in the parking lot at the same time we did this morning.
Yeah.
Did you help set up everything, or you just got here to be prepared?
I helped set up like the bows and all the other stuff. Yeah.
Very
I just like
nice.
to be early.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's amazing
Yeah.
too. Instead of having to come in a rush, and we talk about heart rate sometimes that people have to then lower their heart rate because they're excited about it and everything. So we like that people get to tournaments early, and then helping set up. That's also another kind of buy-in way of that. This program must be important to you for you to come and help prepare because it takes a lot. I mean, we've
It
got
does.
the targets out here, like you said, the bows. You've got the floor quivers. You had all the arrows over there on the side, and the targets had to be put up. It was
They were already up when we got here.
no, the paper targets had to be put on the braces. They weren't on there this morning.
I was going to say, no, they're not. Oh, yeah, she's right. Wendy's right. I got that recorded.
That just about killed you to say that.
It
I'm
does.
sure.
It does. So I'm going to have to edit that out later because I should not have said it. It was a moment of weakness.
All right. So, Roman, are you going to hang out the rest of the day, or are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here for the end.
All right.
Okay.
Very cool.
Well, thank you, Ramen, for joining
Oh
us.
my word! I just can't. I can't with him.
Thank you, Ramen. I can't even
Romex.
figure it out now. I've screwed it up. Now I can't even say it. Roman.
He said it purposely the
I said
wrong
it
way, and now
Roman, thank you for joining us.
Roman.
Oh, one more question I had for you. How on the school here? What's the highest grade right now?
12th grade.
It is 12th grade.
Yes.
So
That's
when
what Pastor
they
Paul had said.
don't start with me. So I thought that when some
Here comes
schools
the
when they
teacher
start the
part of me.
freshmen,
Did
when
you
they
have
start
your
the
listening
freshmen,
ears on?
like when Ryan's school started, they started the freshmen, and then the next year they just kept going for 4 years until they got to the seniors, the 12th grade.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they must have just added 4 grades right away when they started the high school here. Yes.
Yeah.
Roman says yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry, Wendy made that awkward. really, I apologize for that.
Not hard at all.
Hey, thank you for joining us.
Thanks,
And,
Roman.
Yeah, great job. Hey guys, welcome to Raising an Archer, and we are here in our showroom.
Yes, we are.
Doing-
It's a special treat.
I know, a super special treat, right? We have Tommy Floyd, the president of NASP, on the show with us today. And I know a lot of you know nothing about NASP, even though it's one of the largest, if not the largest, archery organization in the world. But he's going to go ahead and fill us in on some of that information.
Yes, because you and I don't do a whole lot of NASP. We don't talk
A whole lot. We don't do any. A whole lot. We don't
well,
do any.
no, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
That's true. That's true.
NASP was part of that. So we did have a little bit of that. But
we didn't really know the rules,
No,
on
no.
that. And Tommy, one of the things we did at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is that. Oh, excuse me. All right, we got another interview here.
This time with a coach.
Yeah, his name's Terry Ranger. No, I had to, because it looks like that's the name tag.
It's going to be a long morning.
I need the same thing. Well, this is one of the coaches that brought their team.
And I'm betting he's from Terry Ranger.
Maybe. I mean, that's a wild guess, Wendy. Go ahead, introduce yourself to me.
Sure.
To us.
I'm Winfield
me.
Scott.
Winfield Scott?
Winfield Scott from Terry High School down in Rosenberg.
All
Okay.
right.
Did you?
I was just there Tuesday night for a swim meet.
Okay.
I actually teach junior ROTC down at Terry, and so this team is comprised of JROTC cadets. It's the first year that we have put together an archery team, and this is the first competition that we have ever come to. So,
okay.
Nice.
How many kids did you bring?
we have 13. One of our archers is injured.
Okay.
Oh, no.
She just had an appendectomy, so
Oh.
she's now our videographer until
Yeah.
she heals.
She's still part of the team.
Yes,
Right.
she
That's
is.
an
Absolutely.
that is an important part of the team.
Yes. Did she want to come join us for the
Oh,
week?
right. Yeah, we need some help.
Normally, we have a 14-year-old girl who comes and helps. Her mom takes her everywhere with us, and she normally does all of the
she's
the
amazing.
cameras and everything.
Yeah.
Well, we are so glad that y'all brought in 13 from your school today. What
First tournament.
First
Great.
tournament.
That's awesome.
Yes, JROTC. I believe my high school just did that this year. And so that makes me think now. I wonder if they were part of this tournament or if they will be coming. So that's questions for me to ask now. And so you have a mix of boys and girls then?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
And we also have a mix of schools. Although I'm from Terry and our unit is stationed at Terry, we actually have people coming from Randall High School and Foster High School as well to our corps. And so all schools are represented here on the team.
Okay.
Wow. I didn't know that.
So why did you guys decide to start the NASP program at your school?
Junior RTC does a number of after-school activities. So we do color guard, which is the presenting of the flags. We have a physical training team. We do unarmed drill, that's marching. We do armed drill, which is marching with rifles. And we have a rocketry team.
Oh.
And recently, I worked for the Air Force, and we're an Air Force Junior RTC unit. Recently, the Air Force has been able to get us access to NASP, which I'm sure that most of your listeners are very familiar with. And so we were able to work with NASP because my view is more teams is better.
Yes.
I'm always looking for more opportunities for the cadets to get engaged in things outside of school, to go to places like this where they will meet people that are not from their area and do things which are outside of their level of comfort.
Yeah, I like that he mentioned that because that's one thing we've learned is the more things that we go, more archery events that we go to, the more friends that we make.
Absolutely.
And they're all over the country now that we know. And our kids have done the same thing. Like they have friends from all over the nation that when they go to these competitions that they know, oh, hey, that is Barrett. That
Julia
is, you know.
and Toby. I mean, Toby's in Montana, and my daughter, of course, we're south of Houston. So, and they're good friends. They send each other Christmas gifts and birthday gifts, and
it's very cool.
yeah. So we really love that. I do love that JROTC has incorporated archery. I didn't know that they did it through NASP, and so that is very
We're learning
cool.
all kinds of stuff, aren't we?
Yes, we are. I'm telling you, we barely knew anything about NASP. And then Monday night, we were on a call with the president of NASP, Tommy Floyd. And then being here this weekend, this week has been like a crash course. I mean,
It has. It has.
Yeah, I feel like I'm cramming for an exam because of everything that I've learned about it.
We
And-
thought we knew so much about archery, and now
yeah.
it's like NASP kind of threw us for a loop
Yeah.
because I'm like, it is such a ginormous,
Yes.
organization.
Yes.
And I do think that like hearing that Dallas has bigger NASP teams than
Yeah,
we do,
huge.
I think Houston needs to step it up.
So you have both boys and girls, because I just read something a few minutes ago on the NASP website that it's pretty much 50-50, where in a lot of the other programs that we see, it's predominantly males. And but NASP, it says that it's, a 50-50 split. And so hearing that you've brought in females as well as male archers, that's wonderful. And you said this is their first tournament?
That's correct.
And so did y'all start off with that many archers, or?
We've had about this many from the beginning, but we're probably not able to practice as often as other teams are, just because, as you know, setting up everything is not always easy. At our school, although we have a net, we don't have an easy place to hang it. So for the most part, we'll practice outside, but then you need good weather, and you also have to be able to get everyone over. Because we have people from multiple campuses, it's hard to get everyone together. So I would say we've probably had a grand total of maybe 8 practices so far this year before competition.
But what is amazing, because yes, now that you're saying it, and I'm thinking about all of that, what you go through to make your part of NASP work for y'all, there are a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts right there, multiple campuses, transportation, and like you said, the weather. I'm like, you know what? It's not pouring down right. It's not lightning. You're going to get out there and practice.
That's why all your stuff is rusted. Like you got to put a little oil on it or something. Like
Well, if we get
you
caught out
show
at
up
a
with a bow,
tournament-
and I'm like, wow, look at that thing.
Well, that's your fault, because you hadn't taught me
My
how
fault.
to. You haven't taught me how to grease a bow. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, it's always my fault. Always
Of course,
my
of
fault.
course. But there are a lot of moving pieces for you to make your NASP team work and be able to get them to a tournament. And that's amazing. And you showed up with 13.
That's great.
I was very lucky this summer to be able to attend the state NASP meeting up in, and I have to remember the name of the town. It was just southeast of Dallas. But that's one of the places where I learned, how much Dallas has in terms of the growth of NASP in that area. And I knew that one of the things I was going to want to look for was whether we were having any local tournaments here. And there aren't nearly as many, unfortunately, in the Houston area so far.
Correct.
But when I saw that the tournament was being held here at Memorial Lutheran, I was like, okay, well, whatever it
We're
is,
in.
it's good enough for us.
Yes.
We definitely want to be there local. Just to, first of all, to help local tournaments grow. And of course, for us, it's a complete learning opportunity. I'd rather not put my cadets on the road 3 or 4 hours for that learning
Right.
opportunity when we're about a half hour away.
Yes. I know. Well, even for us, we do prefer local tournaments when we're taking our kids, but we do travel all over the U.S. But I would be the same way if I'm taking a busload of kids. If I had to do that, I mean, even with picking your son up at the airport, I'm like, okay, I'm nervous. This is not my kid. But having a team of 13, that says something for you, that you are willing to make all of these different parts come together to get these kids here. They are more invested in it because of what you're doing. And that says a lot about you. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you for joining us.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
absolutely.
Good luck to your team.
Yeah, thank you.
And safe travels today. I'm so glad it's not raining.
Right. All right, let me see here. I don't have my cameraman here. I think, what
Camerawoman.
time is it? What time? It's 10 o'clock, 10:20. So I think that they're finishing up. So behind us, like we were saying, they start at 10 meters, and then they'll move back to 15 meters. One practice in, they shoot 15 arrows, right?
3 ends of 5.
Yeah.
That's 15.
And it is fast pace
Like,
here.
Did you hear? That was Quick math.
That was
mental math.
3 times 5. That was pretty impressive. That was pretty impressive. These are like, I've never been to a tournament that only takes 45 minutes
No.
to shoot. Like normally we're talking 4 hours.
Yeah.
And so I like the pace of this shoot where it's just kind of boom, 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 boom. Kids have fun, and they leave. And also puts a little pressure on them because they want to do better than they did last time, and stuff like that.
Yep, their personal best.
Yep. Well, stand by. I know the time out there says 10 minutes, but we're kind of jumping around as people walk up, and we have new people that we're going to interview with us. So thank you for staying in and joining us.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I am having to stay with you, right?
Yeah, you are. All right. We'll see. We'll be back here in just a couple of minutes. Hey guys, welcome to Raising an Archer, and we are here in our showroom.
Yes, we are.
Doing
It's a special treat.
I know, a super special treat, right? We have Tommy Floyd, the president of NASP, on the show with us today, and I know a lot of you know nothing about NASP, even though it's one of the largest, if not the largest, archery organization in the world. But he's going to go ahead and fill us in on some of that information.
Yes, because you and I don't do a whole lot of NASP. We don't talk
A whole lot. We don't do any. A whole lot. We don't do any.
Well, no, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
That's true. That's true.
NASP was part of that. So we did have a little bit of that. But we didn't really know the rules, on that. No.
And Tommy, one of the things we did at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is that. Oh, excuse me. Wow,
okay over there?
Smooth.
Told you to quit smoking.
Yeah, we even for the NASP group, the senior group, the freshmen through seniors, when they got to the final 2, so they had shoot-offs, we put them on a platform, and they got to shoot head-to-head live on camera, on a platform with cameras and people all over them. And it was really a cool experience for everybody.
Good deal.
All right, Tom.
It was.
Yeah, so Tommy, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll dive into what NASP is all about.
Well, Wendy and Scott, thank you again for having me here. It is my pleasure to anytime to talk about NASP. You being Texans, I'm also very fond of your state. I have some great memories of visits there for many reasons. Glad to talk about NASP, and I'm hopeful that something that we talk about tonight will help someone out there that maybe doesn't have the National Archery in the Schools program in their school. Find a way to make it happen there with our good partners there at Texas Parks and all that they do for fish and wildlife enthusiasts in your state.
So tell us, from a NASP, people are going to ask, what is NASP? There
Right.
is, what is that? You just mentioned a little bit. It's a program that's in schools. Tell us how is it? How prevalent is it? Because I know that even in our area, I didn't realize that there was much NASP even in this area, and I think there's way more than I was expecting after I was talking to the NASP coordinator this week.
Because I know our school district does not have it, and no one in our area because I'm an hour south of Houston, so there's no one in my area that has that.
Right.
Good. Well, NASP is a 21-year-old program. It was founded in 2002. It is an in-school requiring program in grades 4 through 12. Since inception, we have had 21 million students go through the program. Last year, we had 1.3 million students engaged, receiving archery lessons in just under 9,000 schools. We're in 49 states, 9 Canadian provinces, British Virgin Islands, New Zealand, and we are the largest youth archery organization in the world. We have the largest archery tournaments in the world, and we are growing at a rate of about 1,300 schools a year.
You got into this around 2003, right?
I got in 2003. It was a year old. It had just started as a pilot program in Kentucky. I was a high school principal in Kentucky at Somerset High School, and received an email like everybody else did and said, hey, would your school be interested? Now, we do something very similar now. our website, which is naspschools.org. Anyone who wants to know more about us can do that. I'm sure you could share that with your listeners and viewers. What's required is a school is willing to become a NASP school. They select a person to be trained, and we call those people basic archery instructors, or BAIs. Since we have begun this wonderful thing, we have trained 104,000 BAIs. Last year, we had about 17,000 active BAIs across all jurisdictions. The person agrees to go to a training, usually can get that done in a day. Then they take a test. Then they demonstrate mastery of what we know we want them to do. Because in 21 years, we have an impeccable safety record, meaning that we hadn't had a significant injury of any kind related to our safety and training protocols in NASP. That's a really big deal, because if you're trying to get your way into a school district, you're probably talking to an administrator who hears archery equipment, my school, my students, oh, what could happen? You know, we have a much better safety record than ball sports. Having been a principal and superintendent, I know what we paid for knees and elbows and shoulders and collarbones. We don't have that in archery. It's I think we're a little bit behind table tennis, but we're and that's true. That's a true statement. But NASP is a 50-50 girl-boy split, because we require a NASP school to train a teacher and introduce that during at least 10 hours of instruction during the day. 66% or 2/3 of our archers are first timers, meaning we're introducing 66% of our giant number to archery. So we feel that we're fulfilling our mission. We have two really strong points to our mission: to support the mission of educators and to grow the shooting sports. And with 1,300 new schools a year, you know, we're growing the shooting sports. But supporting the role of educators, you know, as a high school principal, I saw the effect that learning to shoot the bow had on students. Students that sometimes hadn't participated in anything before. Not everybody can run the opening kickoff back. Not everybody can sing the national anthem. Not everybody can be in the drama or be a cheerleader. But NASP almost appeals to everybody. We have students who shoot from wheelchairs, students without arms, students without legs, students who cannot hear, students who cannot see. We have some amazing things happening for young people all across this country in just under 9,000 schools and 1.3 million kids a year.
1.3
I know.
million.
These numbers are astonishing.
He mentioned drama. Did that hit home? He says not everybody can
You
be
did,
good
you
at
did
drama.
well.
I
And
know you are the drama king.
Yeah, you are kind of you have a lot of drama. There's a lot of drama there with you. One thing that with NASP, so has it changed over the years since you took over? Meaning, when it was in 2003, how that structure was. Is there something that has changed that has caused this thing to explode over the last, what is it?
20 years?
20 years?
21. So
21.
a couple things that are really important to point out. Everybody shoots the same bow. So if you're an affluent student or a student of poverty, you shoot the same bow. Many times you shoot the school's bow. Now, a kit costs the school about $3,300. However, we, NASP, will provide an equipment grant up to $1,500 if they buy a full kit. If someone gets to a school and realizes, oh, we used to have NASP, I found the equipment, what do I do? Well, you call your state coordinator. In your case, it's Travis Glick, and he's the superstar. And if they want to reactivate, if they want to buy arrows and new bowstrings and bow wax and maybe some rests and targets, whatever they need, you know, we'll give a grant for that. We give up to $400 with a match for them to reactivate their equipment. We shoot the same bow. It's a Genesis original made by Brennan Industries. We shoot a single arrow. an 18-20 aluminum arrow. We shoot a 30 arrow set from 10 meters, or 15 arrows from 10, 15 arrows from 15 meters. The only thing that's different, without a release, without any type of accessory, no sights, a perfect score is a 300. We've had several 300s achieved in our history, in our 21 years. A young person goes to PE class, and the PE teacher, usually a PE class, teaches NASP, but because they're willing to offer the 10-hour instruction, they can offer then an after-school program. And here's where it gets fun. Students go into archery class, they get to shoot the bow, 66%, 2/3, new archers, never done this. Oh my gosh, I can do this. Wait a minute, this is fun. I enjoy this. And they go to lunch, and they tell the kids at their table that they got to shoot bows in class. They get on the bus. They tell people on the bus, hey, we shot archery today. It was awesome. They go home and tell mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, uncle, foster parents, whoever, hey, we shot archery today. Before you know it, archery's okay.
Yes.
And then somebody has the great idea, like some of the things you guys do. They have an after-school competitive team, and they have tryouts. And they have, the first time we did archery, it was just my good friend and I that bow hunted together. And I think we had about 18 kids on the team. Trouble is, we had 2 state champions the first year, and it wasn't because we're just such phenomenal coaches. We just happened to have some really talented kids that had no idea they could shoot a bow. Both of those children are now adults, and they're both very successful. We love to say that we bump archery into kids, and they find this thing called success. Everybody thinks we're the largest archery program in the world, because we are, but we're one of the largest success programs in the world. And here's my favorite part. It doesn't care what you look like. It doesn't care where you live. If you can learn the 11 steps that we teach, you can find out that you can do this thing. And before you know it, you can shoot a good enough score to contribute to your team. So what's that do for you? It gives you some cred with your peeps. It gives you you get to wear the school colored shirt. You get to get on the bus and go compete against somebody else's. Many of these kids have not done this before. They are not on competitive teams. They don't play in the band. They don't sing. They can do archery. And what happens, if there's an anecdote for 21 years that I've heard for my 20 years of the 21 is this. I go to a tournament, there's a mother or a daddy or a grandmother or a grandfather or a foster parent or somebody that's taking care of a kid that's gotten on a NASP team, and they are just hyped up about it. They say the same thing over and over. They've never been this excited about doing something for their school. They love to shoot the bow. They love to represent their school. And because what we do is so important to us, safety's first. But then we know this. In communities large and small, and you all have seen this in other archery programs because you mentioned it in our pre-time together. You take a group of kids together, that coach, male or female, gets to set the tone. Set the tone for grades, set the tone for language, set the tone for behavior, set the tone for sportsmanship and ethics, set the tone for future adulthood. So what you have happening in communities all across this nation, you have young people who may not have that force in their life. They get on the archery team. All of a sudden, they've got a role model, and they don't want to disappoint that role model. They want to live up to the expectations of that coach. And they're just, if you want to get on our website and look at the success category we've put, we got stories from all across America. We do awards every spring called On Target for Life. You should read what the kids say about the coaches of the year. And it's not the fact that the score for the team was 2,800. It's about how they didn't give up on the kid who was on drugs, how they didn't give up on the kid who was in trouble with the law, how they didn't give up on the kid who was physically challenged and made sure that kid was a part of the team. These are the people across the United States. The 17,000 BAIs right now that are starting to get ready to practice for the year ahead for NASP. These are the people that do the magic, the wonder, the awesome thing that makes our country a better country. And yeah, I said that. Our country a better country because the kids are in the shooting sports like NASP.
It
Because
gives them
those coaches,
self-confidence, self-worth, teaches
focus,
responsibility,
team membership, encouraging,
Yes.
dealing with disappointment, dealing with success.
Yeah, I think
Translates into
I think that one thing Wendy and I have talked a lot about on our podcast is that the one reason why we love this sport, and I think you're right there with us, is that anyone can do it and be successful.
Yes.
It doesn't mean
almost anyone can do this. Yes.
And you mentioned like they're not about the score; it's about pushing themselves sometimes, and they're not trying to like these programs to go, okay, let's try to do this. Let's try these steps that we're trying to get through with these other programs that are out there. But you know, when when I was raising our kids, the one thing that was important was we need to find something that they were good at, something that they could
Yes.
feel like they could.
And that's a
you know,
very important parental
Yeah.
concept for people to understand
And
that are
it-
getting ready to have school age children.
Yeah, it's so hard. They got to have. I don't want to say identity in that sport, but just something that they can be, that they feel like they're a part of. And
Yes.
and so as we got into the sport, and I don't know if Wendy was the same exactly, but you know, we were trying to find something for my son. Wow, that's
Stand
twice
there.
now. That's twice. You know,
Don't worry me.
so what we did was we were trying all these traditional sports with my son, and we just couldn't find one that he felt like he was not successful in it, and he was not enjoying it. And then all of a sudden we find archery, and all of a sudden we realize at that point is, wow, this is a great sport, and anybody can come into it. It doesn't matter what type of skill you have. Like you said, we have kids in wheelchairs, or youth in wheelchairs. We have youth that may not have the hand-eye coordination for sports, but boy, you put a bow in it, all of a sudden that hand-eye coordination comes into play.
It does. You know, you're in upper elementary, middle school, high school. You're making a lot of decisions about who you're going to be and who you are right now. I don't know about the two of you, but I do better when I have some really good influences helping me be better at being me. But when I'm young, I may never have heard, I'm proud of you. I may never have heard, I
Wow, it gets
expect
loud,
more
doesn't it?
out of you.
Let me go ahead and get over here. Hey, let's go ahead. Welcome back. I know it's been about 15 minutes. We've got a couple youth archers here with us. Let me go ahead and get the cameras going here for us. There we go. Oh, I cut his head off.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
there
did.
go. I did. Let me
Can
see.
you not move that to the bottom?
Yeah, you don't have to see us, right? Let me go ahead
Yeah,
and get rid
we
of
don't
us.
need us
Let's
up
go
there
ahead
at
and
all.
Let's turn us off.
There we go.
Now you can see both of the kids. All right, so welcome to Raising an Archer with us here. Just so you guys know, you guys I think you were just voluntold to come up here and join us. They're like, yeah.
Don't
yeah,
worry,
yeah.
because all of the questions that we're going to ask you are things that you know. So,
Right.
first off is introduce yourself. What are your names?
They're
I
like,
thought y'all would know this.
I'm Ashlyn Brunson.
Ashley.
there we go. There we
Ashley
go.
and Ryan.
Wyatt.
Wyatt. All right. Well, I was going to say, but you're going to make fun of
You
it.
say
My
Ashlyn and
dogs-
Wyatt?
Ashley
Ashley. I'm not going to get that right.
and Wyatt. I'm going to get Wyatt right because that's our dog's name, and we love our dogs.
Really?
So, yeah.
Really? You're going to go there? No one likes to be
I
called. Know that they
knew-
were called after
I
a dog.
knew that.
Like my daughter's name's Molly, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, our dog's named Molly. We won't forget it." I'm like, "Really? Like, you called your dog Molly?"
Well, I know in networking events that you have to find a way to associate so you remember people's names. So there.
Is that
there's
what you did? That's what you did.
All right. All right. So moving on, because he will just harp on that. I'm seeing it looks like your shirts say Waller. JROTC. Did I
Yes,
have that
ma'am.
right? Okay. Everyone was quiet again.
So, which one's name's Waller?
Oh, stop already. Oh my goodness, y'all. This is all the time with them. All right. So y'all are on the JROTC archery team?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right? Okay. And y'all do NASP. because y'all are here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Well, you're asking weird questions. Stop it.
I didn't know there were weird
let
questions.
me just let me step
Okay,
in here.
all
So
right.
why don't you guys tell us your school, how old you are, what grade you're in, and how long you've been shooting archery?
Yes.
We're from Waller High School. I'm 17. I've been shooting for only 3 years.
Okay.
Only 3 years.
Only.
That's
Are
a
you a
good amount
junior or
of time.
senior this year?
I'm a senior this
Okay.
year. Yes.
I'm 15, sophomore. I've been shooting for a year.
Okay. So what did you guys? When did they start the program? Has it been there for a while, or how did you get into the sport, Ashlyn? I'm just teasing. Ashley.
Yeah, we've had the program for a while, and I just got into it my sophomore year. Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I've been in there since we've had it for 5 years, and I've been in since freshman year.
Okay.
What made you decide to try archery?
Just wanted to shoot a bow.
Just wanted to shoot a bow.
That's simple enough.
Yep.
Same for you?
Yeah, it's a lot cooler than drill, in my opinion.
Hey, I think so
There you
too.
go.
I think so too. I'm good with that. All right. So is this your first tournament?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
This year it's our third, I believe.
Okay.
Third. Wonderful. Now, have you already shot this morning or you shoot later?
We're going to shoot within the hour, I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're on the next line then.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, good luck to you. And are you hoping to have a personal best today, or what's the goal for today?
Personal best.
It's always personal best, Wendy. That's always.
Well, no, we've learned with our kids sometimes it's to hone in on a certain skill, right? They have changed their focus. Sometimes it's the mental game. If I smack him or push him over, y'all don't mind me.
It's not on camera, so I'm good. Actually, I should put it on camera to protect
I
myself.
was like, I'm good.
Yeah. So you're a senior, Ashley, right? Ashley. Did I get that right? Did I? Kind
Close
of.
enough.
Close enough. Now, what was your name again?
Ashlyn.
Ashlyn.
Ashlyn,
you were
I got it
having
right. I got it right the first time.
It was
and then you
me.
messed me up. So Ashlyn, and I should remember that because
Oh
when I
my
was a
goodness,
kid,
move on.
I grew up in Ashland, Kentucky.
But you had a dog?
No, I wouldn't do that. See, poor Wyatt sitting over there. Okay, Ashlyn, what's your plans just after you graduate?
I'm planning on going to A&M.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. We are big fans of
Yes, we are.
Texas A&M, and we are very involved with the Texas A&M archery team that's
Mm-hmm.
out there. So we know all the culprits out there. They've got a very excellent team. They've got several kids right now. I saw Alex and Trenton are in the top 8 going for as Olympians for the Olympic trials. Pretty cool. But are you planning on doing archery in college?
Yeah, I'd love to if I was given the chance.
Okay, and there are opportunities there.
Yes.
I would look into it very quickly. I know they have a very big team. They travel. They have collegiate nationals, which last year was at Atlanta. I think this year it's in Alabama.
I think so.
I think so. And they've got a very good team. And I know that I have my son's a sophomore at Texas A&M, and he shoots for the team. So that's we're very involved with that. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I guess
Good luck.
Have you ever done anything like this? Is this? I know Wyatt hasn't because he's like, "What do I do with this?" He grabbed the headphones and.
I love it. I think it's Coach over there who said, "You put it on like you're flying a helicopter."
Yeah, there you go. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, let me put that on." That's perfect. Well, thank you guys for jumping on this with us, and good luck this afternoon.
And hope to see you shooting
Yeah.
all around.
Yep. All right, so I think your coach is going to step up here, and we're going to put him on with us as well. Thank you, guys.
They're like, yes, now it's his turn.
I said Ashlyn, you said Ashley.
I know.
And
I
then,
said it
then
all
you screw me up, and then
wrong.
she's like, "Oh, close enough." Whoops. I got to hit the right button.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right, so scoot over just a little bit so that I can, that way we can, let's see here. There we go. We're back. We're back, baby. Now he's blurry. Look at that. Let me fix that real quick here. Hold on. Now I gotta step over.
Okay, don't pull the headphones. Thank you. And and that's good.
All right, we got Coach from Waller, and I live in Magnolia, so I'm not too far from you guys.
Excellent. Yeah.
It took what about took about an hour to get here. What about you guys?
Just around an hour, down 290.
Yeah. Do you guys?
We're all an hour in different directions.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you guys travel as a team here, or does everybody just show up?
No, we travel as a team, usually on a bus. Normally we have about 6 people on our varsity team, and not too many Houston meets here. We normally are going up to the Dallas-Arlington area for most of our meets.
Yeah.
That's what we're hearing
Right.
from almost all the coaches. I think we've had 3 coaches so far. This is our 3rd coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So go ahead and introduce yourself. And
Okay, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Engel. I'm at Waller High School, our Air Force Junior ROTC there, and we've had a archery program for about the past 5 years.
okay, were you a part of the beginning of that?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Were you the one that started it, or were you the one that took the first class as a coach? And
First class as a coach, but
Okay.
the guy before me actually got all the equipment and gear, so I was pretty blessed when I got there.
Oh,
to be
wow,
able to
yeah.
take over
That's
that and got the training and started to actually go to competitions.
yeah, that's the easiest way.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how Wendy is.
Inherit
I
that.
take care of everything, and then she
Really
just
is.
shows up.
That's kind of nice.
So she knows how you feel.
Yeah.
Yep.
So whenever you got into it, was it something that you've done before when it came to archery, or is it something that you've just grown to enjoy?
Grown to enjoy. To be honest, I hadn't done much of any archery personally prior to that, but our program's mostly into drill and orienteering. But we wanted to start up the archery because there was a pretty strong interest in that. So since then, it's really blossomed, and we actually got to go to the state competition and even a nationals competition in
Wow.
Louisville last
Oh, wow.
year. So that was great to do, and the kids
Where-
really enjoyed it.
I bet.
Where was the state championship?
It's in Belton, Texas,
Belton. Okay.
at the Expo Center.
Yeah.
Yes,
And when you guys went to nationals, where was that at?
in Louisville.
Was it
Louisville.
at the convention center?
The convention center?
Okay.
Exactly. That's
I've
a
been there.
huge,
Have you been
huge
there?
place.
I have not been there.
Oh, so that's where NFAA has their
Yep,
nationals.
that's right.
Is at the convention
Right.
I
center.
was trying to think of what organization had it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a great. I mean, I
it's
love
huge.
going there. Like just everything around there, all
Right.
the restaurants within walking distance.
That's
Food.
Yeah, that's important to me.
Beautiful
Very
there.
important.
I would need tea.
She would. She needs the sweet tea. That's what she needs, and she's always judging everybody's sweet tea, even outside of Texas. And heaven forbid if they give her a paper straw, and then we
Oh, my
hear about
word.
it. We hear about it for
Florida.
years.
Must
years.
be nice.
Full paper straws.
Yeah.
Not good with liquids.
Yeah. So how many kids are in your program? Did you say? You said you
we-
high school. Do you have? Is
Right,
it just
the-
high school?
It's high school. So we have about 113 in the entire program, but within archery itself, we usually average somewhere between 15 to 20.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
That is awesome. Well, thank you for joining us,
All right.
and good luck this afternoon.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Nice
All
to
right.
meet you.
Thanks. Hey guys, welcome to Raising an Archer, and we are here in our showroom.
Yes, we are.
Doing-
It's a special treat.
I know, a super special treat, right? We have Tommy Floyd, the president of NASP, on.
That's $4 million for post-secondary education or training of some kind. And I don't care how big of a rocket scientist or a guy like me that you are, you need post-secondary something to have a leg up in this world. And so many kids in the 4th, 5th, 6th grade level that win one of these random scholarships, it actually forces them to start thinking about, okay, what am I going to do after high school?
Right.
And I know a lot of emphasis is on that now that used not to be. But the post-secondary life that educators keep trying to make sure kids are thinking about, NASP is $4 million. And why is that possible? It's possible because if you look on our website of all the people who sponsor us, who donate to these scholarships, it is amazing what they will do to get to be a part. All of our sponsors help us with scholarship dollars. So, we're really, really proud of the fact we are for everybody, or almost everybody. We have, like I said earlier, we have kids who are struggling physically. We have kids with emotional conditions that find solace, focus, peace, and the ability to shut it all out while they shoot the bow. We have students who have had major difficulties even are adjudicated. Many times they are some of our most dedicated student archers somewhere because a school system took a chance and invested in them and gave them an opportunity to normalize. And before you know it, they can't wait to do it again, just like everybody else. It doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care where you've been. It'll greet you every day. And that center of that bullseye is just as hard to hit today as it was last week, and it'll be next week. And if you're not on top of it, it'll beat you every time. Sometimes it beats me when I'm on top of it. So,
Well, it makes me really sad that we do not have it at our school district, because the people who got Julia, my daughter, into archery, or the people that she started with, they volunteer at your major tournaments. The Paulettes go and they go to their national tournament and help volunteer there and everything. And so they came to my school and did a little one-day instructional kind of thing to where kids could go out there. They brought all the equipment, including the targets. They spent time teaching them the safety and then let them shoot. And that included my special education students.
Awesome.
Kiddos who are severely autistic, the ones that, might not even be able to talk. And to see those students out there, I think I had sent pictures to you, but to see those kiddos out there and shooting, and then the smiles on their faces, and then to hear from their parents going, what is this that y'all just did? My kid is just can't stop. They're like
talking about it and doing it.
And it was truly amazing. And had that not been even one day at our school, they would never have experienced that. And
maybe that's your new
story.
Maybe that's your new thing that you
add that to my list.
to your list of stuff that you're doing.
We'll sure help you get trained. We have a story. We have a story out of Tennessee where we had a student that was nonverbal for most of her public school, and she got to do exactly what you just described. They had a visiting demo of NASP in her school. She went home to eat supper and said, "Shoot bow."
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
And her mother said that it went from that. It went from that to the time, when she would no longer attend that high school, and for her flower bouquet, they put the teal arrows that Easton makes, the 1820s. Her mother arranged the teal arrows. She still comes to our tournaments with her mother. She's an adult and she comes to our tournaments. The people who are at Easton are just fantastic. Carrie Garrett and Aaron Lucky and all the people at Easton, and she and Carrie are tight, and there's story, Wendy, after story after story after story, because the student was given a chance to draw that string back, and someone took the time to show them how. Archery is a powerful tool.
Yes.
The shooting sports themselves instill something besides just safety, but sportsmanship, ethics, all the things that you've already mentioned. We hear this in 49 states.
And it was also amazing to see that these kiddos, they were listening because they were told, if you cannot participate the way that we are explaining it to you to keep you safe, then we will need you to back off, and you can participate by watching. And they did not want to be called off. So they were listening, and if we had to do any corrections, it was their little heads were just nodding because they wanted to keep doing what they were doing. And so that was something else too. A kiddo that we may struggle with in the classroom to sit and to learn academics was out here in the field and wanting to listen and do exactly what they were being told so they could participate in that way.
They don't want to miss out on the opportunity to have fun. They like it.
Absolutely. And I thought they would be scared, and they weren't. They were taught the proper way to do it and the safety for it, and they were okay.
I had a young man 2 weeks ago. Well, we started 6 weeks ago, and he told me many times how afraid he was. His mother brought him to the archery. We gave an archery class at church. Same procedure, same instruction. It's NASP instruction. And he told me several times he was afraid. He was afraid. He was afraid. And I walked him through the 11 steps, showed him how to anchor, follow through. He was high-fiving us before he got out of there. And 6 weeks later, he wanted to know if he could teach his mother how to shoot the bow.
Aww.
So, again, the power of finding something where you can experience success. Having been in public schools for more than 30 years, knowing the variance of home lives that these students come from. Doesn't matter where you are, urban, suburban, rural, private, public, whatever. You kids are all over the place.
There's two things that you just said.
Go ahead.
Success, where they can
Success.
Experience success. And then
They need it. They need it desperately.
yes, in my school district, we are 70% economically disadvantaged. And
Okay.
so if we had a program like that where they could still experience that, and the school has the equipment, they can come in, they're not having to buy all this softball equipment or
Sure.
anything like that. I know even my kids swim for the varsity swim team. Well, we still have to buy the suits and the t-shirts and all the equipment that goes along with it. So even for that, if a kid was able to come in and participate in that manner and experience that success, to see them, the change in the kid because of that is just phenomenal.
Well, how much was it? You said a kit. How much is a kit?
A kit starts at $3,300, but we NASP give a grant for $15,000.
Right. It's still such a small. Even $3,300 I feel like is a small amount of money to start an actual program at a school.
Exactly, and you're talking about you can't order the equipment until you have a trained teacher. But let me tell you what we did and why it was sort of scary almost in the beginning. We announced in my town that we were going to have an archery program at our school. So I made a flyer. Mr. Gullible me made a flyer. And I took it to Kiwanis, and I took it to Rotary, and I took it to Chamber, and I told everybody that would listen. I told Ducks Unlimited chapter. I told Wild Turkey Federation chapter. I had my money in a week. A week. And I know that everybody lives somewhere different. But again, what we're talking about is if you would like to bring NASP to a school near you, and you talk to the folks in Texas DNR, Texas Parks, and you get a hold of your coordinator, and his contact information is on our website under Contact Us Coordinators. He will tell you how to get trained. He will tell you how to get the equipment ordered. He will tell you about the equipment grant. He will tell you how to get started.
Scott's over here on the
And then
website
what you
right
do is you go to everybody in your town that you know cares about conservation. Because let's talk about one other thing we haven't yet. Every one of these students that goes through NASP or any youth level shooting program is going to get out of school. And they're going to take the next step. Maybe it's bow hunting. Maybe it's target archery. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's something else entirely. But archery gave them their start.
Right.
Because here's what I know. If I can master this bow and get it to shoot that arrow where I want it to shoot, maybe I can master something else. Maybe I can learn to do some other skill that I didn't even know was possible until after I learned archery.
And
so you've got
confidence.
people in every Texas community, and they want to see their kids experience success. And if NASP can be one of those programs for their kids to find it, we want to help you. So I'm telling you right off the bat, the fundraising you might have to do to get started is not insurmountable. As a matter of fact, my second and third year coaching, we had all the equipment we needed because people kept saying, how can we help the archery? We know there are kids doing this that don't do anything else. How can we be a part? Well, you could You could buy another bow and put your name on the side of it. We'll let you do that. And they did. You can buy us 5 dozen arrows, and they did. You can buy some more targets, and they did. Because, again, as you said, Wendy, Scott, it's not about the archery. It's about a community providing a way for its kids to find success. Many for the first time.
Yes. Which is
amazing.
sad. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is why I was excited about when I started watching some videos and reading up on Tommy. You know, his passion around
I
that
do love his
community,
passion.
that community of that it creates, and I think
Yes.
that everybody needs to be a part of it. All right, let's get some music going right now. Make this exciting, right?
That's
What do you guys
right.
think? Yeah, this is pretty awesome.
I was like, are there people on the line? Because we might be.
Oh yeah, you know, we've been here for a little bit, and I was like, you know what? Let's get some music going, right?
Yeah, I don't
this
know
is
why.
our
We played
song.
around with the music before.
Yeah. All right, we have a couple archers here with us, so we're going to go ahead and get them on with us here. How are you guys doing? Let's go ahead and get this music down here.
I know. I'd like to hear them.
There we go. Yeah, we all like a little bit of music, right?
Yeah.
All right, boys, let's just make sure we can hear you. I think we
Gentlemen.
can. Gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
Well, how? So you guys are shooting. Did you guys already shoot?
Yes, sir. We already shot. Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and introduce your guys' selves. Tell us how long you have, or how old you are, what grade you're in, and how long you've been shooting.
Well, I'm Aiden Alamia, and I just started like 5 days ago because
No
this man
way.
next to me just forced me.
Are you kidding me? 5 days ago?
Yeah, like on Monday, I think it was.
Did you whip up on him too today?
No.
Well, that is super cool. Been shooting 5 days and you're at your first tournament.
How about that? Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He forced me.
He forced me. Did I miss what grade? What grade are you in?
Oh, I'm ninth grade.
Freshman. He's a freshman. There you go. Nothing more intimidating than having a camera right in your face with a headset, right?
At your first tournament.
At your first tournament. Yes. All right. What was your name?
My name is Gabriel Henson, and I'm a junior. I've been in 11th grade in ROTC and shooting. For our ROTC program, I've been shooting for 2 years, but for my life experience, I've been shooting since I was 8 years old.
Okay.
Sweet.
So you really enjoy archery.
I do. Been taught by my father and some military people, so it's fun.
Okay.
Very nice. Now, you shoot outside of NASP. Do you shoot the same kind of bow?
Yes, I do, actually. And the arrows, I like to practice with them. I have it in my backyard, so I'm always practicing.
Nice. That's how you get better right
Yeah,
there. The
yeah.
more you practice, the better you get. Or that's our philosophy anyway. So, yes. All right. Well, Aiden, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I know that today was your personal best because it's your first tournament, right?
He's like, nah.
Okay, well, that's your first score, correct, in a tournament?
Yes.
All right, so
But
that is
probably obviously wasn't his best score
Right,
because
right.
I can tell by the nonverbals that he wasn't real happy with how he
yeah,
scored.
no, I saw the face. So, but anyway, did you have fun?
Yeah.
Good, good. That's really what it's all about. All right, and then Gabriel, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So you've been shooting a long time. How did your score come out today?
It came out really well. I was very proud of what I did. And not gonna lie, just aiming for it, it takes a lot to shoot the arrow because each shot I did, I reflected on it to strategize what to shoot next.
Yes, and then we are impressed
Well, that's very
because
mature
Yes,
of an
it
archer
is.
because when you start looking at top archers, that is very important to be able to re-look at, hey, was that a good shot? Did it feel good? Okay, let's go ahead and duplicate.
right. And then what impresses me is that being here at this tournament, this is our first official NASP tournament to be at. We cover a lot of tournaments, but this is our first NASP. And to learn today that y'all shoot at one distance and then you move to another distance and shoot. So we realize as parents of archers that that requires changing your aiming point and
There's some
a lot
challenge
of
for
what
that.
you do. Like,
What's
Aiden's
up
like,
with
whatever.
the faces? So do you aim at the same spot?
No, sir. I always re-strategize. Each arrow shoots differently, and when I kept checking my fletching, some of it was a little bent, I didn't say anything because I could be crafty with my next shots.
Yeah.
Well, check him out. He can be crafty.
Yeah,
Was-
crafty. That's a
I
new
like
word.
it. He-
That is a new word that I'm going to use now. Let's
I
be
bet
crafty.
you will. Yep.
Let's be crafty.
Be crafty with his shot, and then I like he uses strategy a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so that's pretty cool because that's a lot of the mental game. Because and that's something else with NASP is that you guys all use the same kind of bow, you all use the same kind of arrows, and so hearing that mental game has to come into play a lot. So strategy is what you use a lot. Now, Aiden, this was your first one. Do you think, I know y'all got some buddies coming in here giving y'all some grief, trying to make you nervous, make you laugh. All right. So, Aiden, do you think this is something you're going to continue to do?
Maybe.
Maybe. Come
Maybe.
on.
He's got to figure out how to be more crafty. I think that's what it is.
He's got to steal some of his buddies' strategies.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying to use my own words against me.
Probably will.
yeah. We've got we've come up with bow yoga.
We're not just archery people. We like to do PT too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're basically two
physical
teams.
training?
We're in 2 teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does PT stand for?
PT is physical exercise and basically pushes your limits.
Okay.
So always working out.
Nice.
Something you probably need to do more
I
of.
need to push my limits. I need to push my limits. Yeah. So I was going to tell you guys. So we've made up some words. There's one called bojitsu. I said we didn't make that one up.
Yeah.
That was kind of
No,
what we heard.
that one's
Do
been
you know
out
what
there.
bojitsu is? It's when you shoot a shot and it shot low, but you want it to go high, so you jerk up real fast.
That actually happened over there. I almost shot too low, so I had to change my strategy very quickly.
And then I made up one called bow yoga. You know what bow yoga is? I mean, obviously you don't because I made it up. You drop an arrow on the ground, and you take your tippy toes, and you grab that arrow and pull it back.
Why did I see that actually happening?
Yeah.
Why did I see
I'm
that?
telling you, we got to name stuff, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And then there was another word that we used that we didn't make this one up, but we thought it was funny. So if you have an arrow that just barely touches the line, people call it a jar licker.
Jar liquor.
Jar licker. Have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard that?
I think people just call them jar lickers, but we added the
Yeah.
jar liquor.
Arr. You know, that jar licker.
All right.
So-
I like that.
You like that? Thank you.
I like
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. Hey, I mean, you came up with the one word, so now we're gonna come up, give you a few extras there for you to.
I know I'm going to use on my next time we do this.
There you go.
Why are you staring at me?
I'm looking at you, man.
For what?
All right. So I know one of you is with U.S. Air Force JROTC, and then I thought I heard one of you say U.S. Army.
Mostly, I'm going for the U.S. Army, but I'm part of the Air Force JRTC. If you see my shirt,
All right.
I'm part of it.
Yep. Okay. Good. Good.
Shout
good.
out to a man I see up there.
Shout out.
Shout out to him up there.
What's his name?
Wonderful.
Who's the shout out
Yeah,
to?
you got to give the true shout out.
I forgot how to say his name correctly. For Shar.
There you go.
This
That's
one
okay,
is another
Scott,
one
you know
called
what?
Acolyter. He's another recruiter. That's mine.
Well, here's the thing. I can't even say the name Rob correctly. I'll say Rob.
I want to shout out our JRTC instructor that taught us, Sergeant Beller.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining us on the
Yes.
show here with us, and maybe we can get one of them on one of your recruiters over here.
Up
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
You can throw Sergeant up here, too. He's right there. Look at him.
Yeah. Come on down. No, he's like, no,
He's like,
no,
no.
no,
Why don't you get
no.
Colonel? Colonel's right there. Why don't you get him down here?
He's already on here.
Yes.
Yeah, he was already on the show. He was already on here with us. So what area are you from? The Waller area, or?
We're from the LCISD district.
Yep. Lamar
w-
Consolidated.
We're both from
Rosenberg.
We're both from
Oh, okay.
BF Terry High School.
Okay.
So it is what it is on that one.
I was telling that one there that I was there this past Tuesday for a
Terry.
swim meet.
You're
Yep.
gonna tell Terry.
No, that is, oh my word. So, see, about
Mr.
the
Scott.
names.
Mr. Scott.
Yes, Mr. Scott. Oh, because this Scott always messes up names. So,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's my power. It's my.
all
my
right.
new
So,
power.
did y'all have fun?
Yeah, we did have fun.
Okay.
Good.
I was not gonna lie, I was getting competitive with the person next to me. But he was a good sport. I liked him.
Okay.
Good.
And that's what this is all about.
Yes.
Being a good
Yes.
sport, enjoying it, and pushing yourselves and being a part of something fun, right?
And meeting new people.
Yep.
And then trying to do your personal best.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and
y'all.
good luck on continuing
next one, yes.
continue shooting.
Keep shooting. Okay, Aiden.
Aiden, yeah. Keep
Aiden,
shooting.
what? You gotta keep shooting, man. You gotta be the shooter.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you guys.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Adios, amigos.
Adios.
Don't care where you live.
Do that is just an amazing thing to where these kids can get in without that much of a cost.
Yes, we'd like for it to be no cost. And
Yes.
I don't know how much time we have, but I've left off two major things that I definitely want to cover while I get a chance to talk to you, and I'll be quick.
No, go ahead. We're here for you, man.
58% of our surveyed kids back in 17, we're getting ready to survey again here in March. March 1, we're going to launch a new student survey. 58% of the kids that participated in our survey said that NASP helped them feel engaged or connected to their school. 58%. 40% said that NASP was a factor in their academic motivation. So you folks that are thinking about trying to go to some teachers and they're looking for a reason why to do NASP, is because those educators know that an engaged student, one that does more than just get on the bus and get off the bus, they participate in something. 58% of our kids were engaged in NASP and felt connected to their school. 40% said NASP is an academic motivator because they, like you said, they didn't want to watch a while ago. They want to participate.
That's right.
And many of our coaches say, hey, if you're going to participate, you're going to have to keep your grades up, and your grade level has to be this. But Wendy and Scott, last year we recognized 34,000 kids for being an academic archer, meaning that they met their top grade recognition criteria in their local community. And that's very powerful. That many times they hadn't been on the honor roll before.
I was
Because
just fixing to ask how many times had those kids probably been even worried or even thought about their grades.
Cared.
Whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they had a new reason to want to. They were
That's
engaged,
right.
therefore they were motivated. And we've got data to show that. So even if they're indifferent and they say, nah, I don't know about this archery thing, 58 and 40, throw it at them. 58 and 40. We have proof that the kids said 58% were connected, 40% were academically motivated. That's pretty significant.
It's powerful. Very
Which
powerful.
is also going to help retain kids in school. It's going to decrease your dropout rate as well.
Yes. Someone cares that I'm here today and says, hey, we got practice at 3:30. Make sure you're on time. Oh, okay, coach.
I'll be there.
Yep.
Well, Tommy, was there anything else you wanted to add?
God bless Texas.
Hey, I love it. I absolutely love it. Hey, and another thing you can help with is providing snacks. Because some of my kids don't get food.
There you go.
And
There you
then, hey, we're gonna have snacks. So come on.
Come on. Well, Tommy, we do really appreciate you jumping on this call.
Yes.
What a blessing it was that somebody reached out to us and connected us, and that we could.
My pleasure. We have some great people helping us.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know all the details.
You're right.
And so hearing all of that during this time, what
Hey,
are
hold
you
on
people doing?
Yeah, hold on one second.
Vacuuming in the
Yeah,
background.
go ahead again. Go ahead.
I loved hearing all the details because I didn't know a lot of this information that you talked about. And I also love your enthusiasm. It's like a cheerleader for archery in schools. And that's
gets
what
me
people
excited.
need. Yeah, I'm
Like,
telling
this
you.
is
Just
awesome.
about kids.
Oh.
Just about kids,
Oh,
Wendy.
my gosh, my heart.
Yeah.
Well, that was why
They
we
all
started.
matter to me, and I know they all matter to you all, or you wouldn't be doing this because you know what archery does for young people.
Yes.
Yeah, when we were trying to come up with a name for our podcast, and Wendy and I are all about youth archery and trying to build up the youth archery in our area, and we were like, raising an
that's the
archer.
future of archery too.
Raising an archer.
Yeah.
And
If the two of you would like to become basic archery instructors, I'd love to talk to you about that. I'd probably pay for it.
I'll do it. I would. I've been certified in multiple areas. I'm certified
Right.
about.
You think
I'm
about it.
certified coach in about every organization there is, except for NASP. I should probably.
know.
I should probably do that.
School systems need people that are volunteering. As a superintendent, I would get up in front of several auditoriums full of people and go over confidentiality training and all the things you have to do for volunteers. School systems need people willing to give of themselves. And I know you have listeners out there that want to make a difference. And it's not that they're the greatest archer or they know every grain and every weight and every arrow spine and every gadget they can put on a bow. It's that they want to help. They want to help young people become better people. They can do that through archery. And NASP is a proven world leader in youth archery. And like I said, we have trained 104,000 people as of last July to be basic archery instructors. I know that the folks, Travis Glick and the folks with Texas, will be glad to help any teacher. There's also fundraising ideas and ways to get the equipment in your school. But you need to find that person who is all in for kids. They do not have to be an archer. There's a young lady in my previous school district who had never shot a bow. She took a BAI course. She won the state at 2 different schools, and elementary and then middle, and runner-up. Most of her kids were on the runner-up team at the high school. She never touched a bow before. It's not about your proficiency personally with a bow. It's about your willingness to help kids learn the 11 steps, become more confident, display all the attributes we all want for our kids, and find a way to find success.
I think that's a great way to finish this out.
Yes, it was.
So, Tommy Floyd, thank you for joining. We will have a link out there for your website, so if anybody's interested in.
Thank you so very much. God bless you.
I would
Merry
also
Christmas.
put it out there for Travis as well.
Yeah.
Since
I
it
already
is
looked him up.
Texas,
I already got him. I already got his info
Travis,
right here.
it's on our website. If you'll go to contact us and then go down to coordinators, you'll find Travis's smiling face.
I did. I already found it.
Okay.
All
He's a great one.
Well, thanks
All right.
everybody for joining, and we will catch you guys at the next target.
And that is it for this episode of Raising an Archer.
Hey guys, welcome to Raising an Archer, and we are here in our showroom.
Yes, we are.
Doing
It's a special treat.
I know, a super special treat, right? We have Tommy Floyd, the president of NASP, on the show with us today, and I know a lot of you know nothing about NASP, even though it's one of the largest, if not the largest, archery organization in the world. But he's going to go ahead and fill us in on some of that information.
Yes, because you and I don't do a whole lot of NASP. We don't talk
A whole lot. We don't do any. A whole lot. We don't do any.
Well, no, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
That's true. That's true.
NASP was part of that. So we did have a little bit of that. But we
didn't really know the rules, on that.
No.
And Tommy, one of the things we did at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is that. Oh, excuse me. Wow,
okay over there?
Smooth.
Told you to quit smoking.
Yeah, we even for the NASP group, the senior group, the freshmen through seniors, when they got to the final 2, so they had shoot-offs, we put them on a platform, and they got to shoot head-to-head live on camera, on a platform with cameras and people all over them. And it was really a cool experience for everybody.
Good deal.
All right, Tom.
It was.
Yeah, so Tommy, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll dive into what NASP is all about.
Well, Wendy and Scott, thank you again for having me here. It is my pleasure to anytime to talk about NASP. You being Texans, I'm also very fond of your state. I have some great memories of visits there for many reasons. Glad to talk about NASP, and I'm hopeful that something that we talk about tonight will help someone out there that maybe doesn't have the National Archery in the Schools program in their school. Find a way to make it happen there with our good partners there at Texas Parks and all that they do for fish and wildlife enthusiasts in your state.
So tell us, from a NASP, people are going to ask, what is NASP? There is, what is that? You just mentioned a little bit. It's a program that's in schools. Tell us how is it? How prevalent is it? Because I know that even in our area, I didn't realize that there was much NASP even in this area, and I think there's way more than I was expecting after I was talking to the NASP coordinator this week.
Because I know our school district does not have it, and no one in our area because I'm an hour south of Houston, so there's no one in my area that has that.
Right.
Good. Well, NASP is a 21-year-old program. It was founded in 2002. It is an in-school requiring program in grades 4 through 12. Since inception, we have had 21 million students go through the program. Last year, we had 1.3 million students engaged, receiving archery lessons in just under 9,000 schools. We are in 49 states, 9 Canadian provinces, British Virgin Islands, New Zealand, and we are the largest youth archery organization in the world. We have the largest archery tournaments in the world, and we are growing at a rate of about 1,300 schools a year.
You got into this around 2003, right?
I got in 2003. It was a year old. It had just started as a pilot program in Kentucky. I was a high school principal in Kentucky at Somerset High School.
Now see, there you go. Can you see us here? Yeah. Okay. Well, now we're back. We'll go to Ben here in a second. But thank you. Welcome back. We're actually coming to an end. This will be the last couple more interviews. We weren't sure how to actually do this shoot because usually we're doing like live coverage and things like that.
So if you're seeing it online, you're watching us online, you're seeing things done a little bit differently, and that's because this tournament is a little bit different. It is put on a little differently. So
we'll have some intro music for Ben. Let me see if this is any good. Here we go, Ben.
Instead of your walk-up music, this is your sit-down music.
Have some dramatic music for Ben here. What do you think? What do you think, Ben? Like, we have a little dramatic music as we come together. He's like, oh, my word.
Yeah, what did I just get
myself into?
Exactly.
We have about 20,000 people watching right now. No, I'm teasing. There's not 20,000 people, but maybe 10,000. No.
Stop.
All right, Ben.
That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people. That is a lot
weird.
of people.
I can hear myself.
I know.
Yes.
Strange.
All right, Ben. How old are you, my friend?
15.
Think about that.
Yeah. She has a 15-year-old as well.
I do.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. No, she's not fun. She's not fun at all.
Don't tell her that.
You never know.
Yeah, I know. Girls are drama. That's what I told the other guy that was on here.
Yeah.
Don't get a girlfriend. Just get through school. They cause more drama than it's worth. Trust me.
Yeah.
I have 3 daughters. I have 3 daughters. All right, go ahead.
All right. Well, Ben, you are 15 years old. How long have you been shooting?
Don't actually remember.
Okay. Well, has it been a long time, or is this something new for you?
It's like 2021, so like
okay.
2.
Did you start
now?
shooting when they brought the program in?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So 2021.
Yeah, because
so
we just had someone sit down with us who started shooting on Monday. So.
Oh, Monday.
Yeah. He's been shooting for 5 days, and he came over.
I was like, what?
Decided to go ahead and shoot a tournament, I guess.
Yeah.
He blamed his friend.
His buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what grade are you in?
I'm in 10th grade. I'm a sophomore in high school.
All right. So this is Natry. I don't even know where that was coming from. National Archery in Schools program.
Natry.
I don't know. I was sitting next to you. Scott always gets things wrong. So,
I
do. Don't worry.
Thank you.
My grades
Contagious.
reflect that.
Oh, no.
Me too. I just barely got through school. I did.
Barely is still getting through school.
You're right. I
I'm
know.
a school teacher, y'all. Come on.
They still called me a graduate at the end.
Yeah. You're a graduate.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you graduated.
Okay. So how do grades?
She's trying to change the subject.
Well, no, I'm moving on with that subject.
Yeah,
how do grades play into shooting NASP?
Oh, I have no idea.
He was just talking about his grades. Like
I thought maybe, I don't know, maybe the no pass, no play, or
We have that for basketball, but I don't know if we have it for archery. Or not.
okay, or if that was a coach thing. If coach says, "Hey, you got to get these grades up if you want to continue shooting."
All I know is I graduated with a 2.7.
Impressive.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I
don't know. I'm just about to take my headset off.
I never, it's like, whenever I started applying, they're like, "What's your GPA or your GPA?" I'm like, just put a line through it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. Okay. So.
Hey, I still made it through college, even with that.
Yeah. You did graduate.
I did. It was. I'm not sure how I did it, but I did it. Right, Ben? Right, Ben. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ben. Ben and I are just right there.
Ben is just floating through life.
Yeah,
It's the best way to live.
Right. It drives my wife crazy because she wants to schedule everything. And I'm just like,
I want to schedule everything.
Yeah, I know.
It'll happen how it happens.
Yeah.
See? Oh, it drives me nuts.
See? We're driving back from Florida, and they were like, she was with us, and she says, "So where we stop?" And I'm like,
this goes
what?
everywhere with me.
I'm like, you know what? We'll find a hotel
everywhere.
room. We'll find a hotel room. It's no big,
my word,
it's no big deal.
I was having a heart attack at that point.
Ben, it's just go with the flow, right? You know what?
Hotels everywhere.
We found exactly. Thank
but
you,
I
Ben.
want to get the best deal. And I want to see the square footage of the room too.
Really?
So
Who
the
wants to
largest
look at the square
room,
footage? Right?
I want the biggest room for the least amount of money.
You really do that?
Oh, I do. You had to see the spreadsheets that I
She's
make.
bougie. Like, we're in Vegas, and she's getting valet parking.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Well, it's my, at that time, 14-year-old daughter. No, it was Vegas, so it was 15. Yeah, she was 15 at the time then, too. So my 15-year-old daughter and myself. So I don't want to go in a parking garage with just my daughter and myself.
It's Vegas.
It's Vegas. That's
It's
right.
Vegas.
Yeah,
All
your
right,
boy
Ben,
was no
sorry.
help.
We totally got off track there.
Yeah, y'all did.
So Ben, how much do you like archery? Do you like this program?
Yeah, I like shooting because it's like a way. It's something that I can do that I'm good at, and that's fun for me because I'm good at it.
It's a little different. You mentioned there's other sports like basketball and stuff like that are like team-based sports. This one's individual. It's all on you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So if you screw one arrow up, who are you going to blame?
The person next to me for breathing too loud.
I mean, that's what I do with Wendy. Like anytime I screw up, I'm just like, it was her fault. It was her fault. Obviously.
Oh,
They bumped you.
goodness.
They did something. It was obvious.
Something was misplanned or something.
Misplanned.
Misplanned.
So it had to be
misplanned.
planned to be misplanned.
What was that other kid's word? It was misplanned.
No, it was. Dang it! Strategy was one of them, and then
I can't remember now. I'm going to have to go back and watch.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back and watch and see what it was.
So Ben, this is live, just so you know. Just so you know.
But it is
there's
also
no
being
editing.
recorded.
There's no editing.
Yeah.
There's no
It is what it is.
It
See,
is what it is,
it's
man.
flying by the seat of our pants. There's no plans.
Yeah.
Which is a wonder how I make it through.
Yeah.
All right. So Ben, how did you get into this program?
I saw it was an option, and so I did
Tried.
it.
You're
Like,
like,
I
hey,
signed
I'm
up
just
for
gonna
it.
try
Like, I saw
something
it.
new.
Man.
I think Pastor Paul asked me. He was like, "Do you want to do this?" Sure. Seems interesting. I'll do it. And so I did it.
So
And then I just
many
kept
people,
doing it.
so many kids get into it that way. I mean, that was, my daughter, I said that a while ago, is that she was like, hey, I want to do this. I'm like, I don't know anything about archery. Let's do, shooting sports, but with guns. And
Right,
because
right.
I know more about that. Nope. No way. Was not changing her mind. And so I was like, fine, we'll do this. I'm like, she's only going to like it 6 weeks. Well, we're 6 years into it now. So
Is she good?
she's pretty good.
She's okay.
Okay.
She's pretty good. She's pretty good.
Yeah.
So do you own your own bow, or do you use
I
equipment
do.
here?
I own my own bow, but I keep it here a lot of the time just because I have a target at home, but I get home late and I just kind of want to sleep.
See?
Yeah. I know how
don't
that
blame
goes.
you.
That's me too.
I know. I texted her the other day. She fell asleep at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
Wow.
Yeah, not me. Not me. I'm not
I've
lazy
been
like that.
teaching all day.
Yeah. It's hard being a student. I understand that. You're an adult.
Teaching those kids.
Well, yeah. Good
Yeah.
point.
I
Good
can name a
point.
couple of classes where it would be pretty hard to teach.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I'm here till like 7:30 every day.
Yep.
So
Why are you here so late?
I have basketball.
Okay.
Did you not hear that a while ago?
I know. I didn't know if he was here for something else.
And see, but there's a lot of times that I work at the school until almost 8 o'clock at night. So, yeah.
I have basketball practice today too, actually.
On Saturday?
Yeah.
You guys have a tournament coming up?
We have a game on Monday.
Okay.
And so it's like just to get one more practice in.
Where are you playing?
Here actually.
Oh, it's here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
home
is it
game.
in this room?
Yeah, this room.
This
So
is
they've
called a
got to
gym.
clean-
This is called a gym.
It
I don't know if you
is.
look in the background. You can probably see it in the background. Does that look like a basketball?
Yeah, it's top of the
I'm
key
going
is like
to
right back.
restrain
thank you.
myself
Thank you,
because
Ben.
I know
Right,
that
thank you,
this
Ben.
is live right now. But if it wasn't, he might be laid out back there on this basketball court.
It's recorded. I would not edit it out. I would save it for later.
But yes, I know. But it took a lot of work to set this up. And so they've got to tear everything down for a basketball tournament that's going to be in a few hours.
A few hours. It's Monday.
Monday.
Oh, Monday. I
Basketball
thought you
game on
said
Monday.
today. You
No,
have
I got practice today, but we got the
practice
game on
is
Monday.
inside here.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, they still have to tear it down and put it
it's
up.
not
Practice
much.
doesn't start till 3.
Oh,
Last
okay.
flight's at like 1.
So I would have to plan all of it out.
We'll finish this by probably around 1:30.
See, Ben's got this.
And then it's
He's
only
like,
hour and a half
be
to tear down and
fine.
put it up.
be fine.
It's actually
Get
about 30
changed.
minutes.
Gotta have lunch.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna wear this and probably just go and buy like a donut from the concession stand.
There you go. Like,
Donut.
that is perfect. That is perfect. That is.
Okay.
There's a
Don't
Whataburger
know
down
if
the
your
street, too.
parents or your coach is listening. So.
My parents might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
My parents might be. They will. They will. Trust me.
Lonnie
Trust
won't.
me.
Coach Lonnie won't.
Coach Lonnie won't. Oh, he will now since you said it. It'll be spread all around. I ate a donut. That was the fuel that I
For lunch.
for lunch. That was the fuel I used to get for practice.
Not. It wasn't.
At
just
least he
given
won't
to
throw
me.
it out.
I
It'll
went
be
and-
like-
I went and bought a donut for lunch before basketball practice.
There's a Whataburger down the street.
Oh, there
I
you
could
go.
go there.
See,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
he
could.
could.
He
He
It's a
could.
gas station. I could go
could.
get like a
Sketchy.
banana from the gas
Get
station.
some sketchy tacos or something from there. You know.
See,
Hey,
but I would
like,
have that planned
tacos
out.
from a sketchy looking place are probably the best tacos.
Yeah,
you
that
can
is
find.
true. That is true. That's why we call the place
Your
next to
taco
us.
place.
Our taco place called Sketchy Tacos, the best taco place around.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gas station ones are the best.
Yeah, just from a gas
really
station.
are.
But I won't go inside. I like the drive-through. It's too hot in there. They need some AC.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. I had a question, and y'all just totally threw me
Y'all
off.
been like
Yeah,
now.
I
we're-
included Ben. in there. Poor Ben just met Ben,
I'm
but
good at
Ben's
that.
included in
Yeah,
that.
Ben-
I'm good at throwing people off. It's
Yeah.
kind of
See?
like my whole thing.
yeah, she probably doesn't like you now.
Oh, I know what it is.
That's probably what it is.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I like everybody.
See?
Aw, he's a
no,
good guy.
I said she didn't like you.
Oh, she doesn't like me. I can understand that. Not everybody likes me, but I like everybody. So it kind of works out that way.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not like that. She's not
right.
like that. See, later I'll hear about this, Ben. I will.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sure.
Go ahead.
So you've been shooting for a while.
I
We're at
have.
a tournament right now. So
Yeah.
this obviously, well, I would think is not your first tournament.
No.
Okay. So how did it go today? Was this your personal best? Were you right there closing? He's like, no.
No, I shot a 256.
Okay.
Not my personal best.
All right.
Not
But did
what
you
I
have
was
fun?
hoping for. Oh yeah, I had fun just because I was able to like mess around and stuff. And
Mess
really
around.
what I did. Well, yeah, like shooting is like half of it, and then like just kind of mess around with your friends.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
is
social
kinda
is
the
it.
other
Yeah.
half,
Which is really cool. Like
Yes,
that's-
it
yeah,
is.
that's-
It really is.
That's part. That really is what it's about.
And
is-
that's what I get on to Julia about is that, hey, you still have a job to do. You still got to go
Stop.
out there because it is social
socializing
time.
so
yes.
much.
I mean, yeah, there's like a balance that you got to find. I haven't personally found the balance, but I've heard that there is one somewhere.
Thank you, Ben. That's awesome.
It says I heard there's one out
There
there.
is a
somewhere.
balance. I don't know where that is. There's this line. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
So-
funny.
So good.
All right, Ben. Well, I hope you continue to have fun, and I hope that we'll see you shooting again sometime. This
Yeah.
was our first NASP shoot, but we're hoping to get into more of these. We normally do all the other organizations, and
Yeah.
this was really cool to watch and see how y'all shoot different distances all in one tournament. And
Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't even know there were other organizations, I'm going to be honest.
Really?
Oh, wow.
No.
See, we're learning about you. Y'all are learning about us.
So we've always done the other side, which is target archery. We travel all over the country
Mm-hmm.
and do a lot of this stuff. and we do interviews with youth like you, and we do podcasts that are youth-based.
Like Joe Rogan?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
like Joe Rogan, without the language.
Yes, Scott.
We try to keep it clean, but Wendy sometimes
No.
gets out of hand. No, we keep
Sometimes
it.
it happens like that.
That's right. I know. I reset this. We had this beep button that every time she would talk, I'd beep it like she'd said something bad, and
I
then
know,
she
I
got
stopped
so
doing that.
mad. I don't
Yes.
understand. She got so mad at me.
People were thinking that I was actually saying something bad.
It was so good. And then when her angry face, and she'd say, "You just beep." This is perfect timing.
Yeah.
Well, Ben, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Yeah, have fun, y'all.
All right, we
You
will.
too.
There we go. Hey guys, welcome to Raising an Archer, and we are here in our showroom.
Yes, we are.
Doing
It's a special treat.
I know, a super special treat, right? We have Tommy Floyd, the president of NASP, on the show with us today, and I know a lot of you know nothing about NASP, even though it's one of the largest, if not the largest, archery organization in the world. But he's going to go ahead and fill us in on some of that information.
Yes, because you and I don't do a whole lot of NASP. We don't talk
A whole lot. We don't do any. A whole lot. We don't
well,
do any.
no, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
That's true. That's true.
NASP was part of that. So we did have a little bit of that. But
we didn't really know the rules,
No,
on
no.
that. And Tommy, one of the things we did at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is that. Oh, excuse me. Wow,
okay over there?
smooth.
Told you to quit smoking.
Yeah, we even for the NASP group, the senior group, the freshmen through seniors, when they got to the final two, so they had shoot-offs, we put them on a platform, and they got to shoot head-to-head live on camera, on a platform with cameras and people all over them. And it was really a cool experience for everybody.
Good deal.
All right, Tom.
It was.
Yeah, so Tommy, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll dive into what NASP is all about.
Well, Wendy and Scott, thank you again for having me here. It is my pleasure to anytime to talk about NASP. You being Texans, I'm also very fond of your state. I have some great memories of.
You would think at some spot,
Let me
at
see.
some point, you
Can
would.
you guys hear me now?
I can hear
Yes.
Oh, I wonder what that does. Oh, I got to figure. We're gonna have to test this thing out now
Well,
to see how that all
also,
works.
I would think you would read the instructions at some point.
No, guys
Shut
never do that. We just
the
go for
front
it.
door. Right. Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome.
See, now I've two people on my side.
You just go for
I know.
man.
What are instructions?
it. Right.
I don't understand what
Only
that-
if you really need them.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I go to YouTube. That's what I do. I go to YouTube.
I would have thought you would have read the instructions 2 years ago, but I actually have the original one at my house.
Yeah.
So
Why don't you read the instructions?
you didn't give me the instructions. You just gave me the board.
I bet you they're online. There's this thing called Google. I don't know if you've heard of it, but you can just go and do a search.
I'm not as ancient as you.
What? Like,
Look, he's like, I'm out. I'm just going to start waving
I'm
at people.
done. I'm done. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he got blurry there for a second.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan. Thanks for joining us on the show. Tell us your name, how old you are, what grade you're. No, I'm teasing. That's what we're doing.
It's like, man, wanting to know how old he is.
I'm just
Wait a
teasing.
second.
I'm just teasing. All right, tell us.
Pastor Paul is he must be older than he looks.
Pastor
but
Paul looked like he was about 12 years. No, I
Right?
shouldn't say that loud. He might be mad at me.
5 kids.
Yeah. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Ryan James Ogrodowitz. I have 5 kids. I'm from Grace Lutheran Church in Brenham, Texas.
Okay.
And I'm the senior pastor / archery coach beginning this year. Right.
Awesome.
We've heard that a couple times. Is this your first year to have archery, or have you guys had it for a while?
This is our first year to have archery. Yep. This is all new. Got certified. Turned on to NASP. Bought all the equipment. Got a curtain set up and started flinging arrows.
Sweet. And how many kids do you have in the program?
Yeah. So right now we have archery once a week. And so we are shooting students. Let me back that up.
That's a whole
Let
other
me
program
back
right
that up.
there.
And Ryan, we cannot edit that out. If I only had the beat,
Live.
No,
Come on.
That's okay. No,
Come on, Ryan.
what I meant to say, we are having students shoot. Let's for all the hearers out there.
I'm going to edit that one little part out, and it'll goes, we were shooting students. And then we'll go, hey, welcome, guys, to Raising an Archer.
You know, as naughty as they can be, I don't think we've really seriously, I've joked about them putting apples on their heads and stuff, but we are having students shoot from 5th grade to 12th grade. In our program, yes. So now this is our first tournament. We were able to take 5 kids due to logistics and even eligibility issues. But so it's a small crew we're having here shoot, which I think is great for our first time being in a tournament, seeing how things go. I mean, you know how it is. You can practice and go through all the rules and all that stuff. But until you're at a tournament, you really don't know how this is going to work out, what we're to bring. So we're excited to be here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and to bring a new program and to bring 5 kids to the tournament. That's great. And you spoke on eligibility issues. What do you mean by that?
Right. So at Grace Lutheran School, we have academic standards and so forth. And so we're treating this like we do all our sports programs. If it's a practice shoot, okay, and you have not met our eligibility via academics, so you can go to a practice. But when it comes to a tournament, we're treating that like a football game, basketball game, and therefore, so some of our, unfortunately, we had a couple of kids who were good shooters, but just didn't make the grade, so they could not participate, and then a couple logistical issues that just couldn't make it work.
So the ones that had the academic issues, how did they feel about that, not being able to come to the tournament?
They know the rules, and and I would think that they were not happy about it. They didn't.
I would not be happy about it.
I don't think they were just. We had one young man who I think would have happily come here. And I had to say, I'm sorry, but due to where you're at, you can't come shoot. And he took it. Graciously, he understands our rules. We made that clear to him. He knows his grades. He's got to get them up and so forth. And so we're hoping stuff like this will be a benchmark, he can strive to for next time, that he'll realize, hey, I got to get this up if I want to shoot. He's a good shooter. He's taking it seriously. So he took it very humbly, very graciously, as we would expect any good Christian student to do at a Christian school, and it wasn't a surprise.
Right.
I like hearing that. I had just asked an archer about that, how grades come into play. And it's funny. I mean, I had just asked that maybe 5 minutes ago. And we talked about this with the president of NASP on a podcast this past Monday. And he said that there are some of the NASP organization or programs, the local, I don't know how to call it, but the local clubs, if you would, that teams, the local teams. Thank you. That was good. The local teams that have that academic responsibility, that you've got to keep that up. And they hope that will have kids bring, like you were talking about, bring their scores up, their grades up, so that they can go to another tournament and shoot again. So I do like that, because that kind of gets them an all-around student. If it was any other, like you said, any other team sport, if it was baseball, basketball, football, any of that, they've got the no pass, no play, and so they wouldn't be able to. They would have that requirement that would have to be met, and they wouldn't be able to do so. So I think that's a good thing.
4-H has the same requirement that you have to, before you go to a tournament, they actually have you take a form to your school, and they have to sign off that you are at a certain academic level, and then that would give you approval to go ahead and shoot.
That is correct. When we've had 4-H students participate in events in the past, I've gotten such forms verifying, is this student eligible to participate. So we want to carry that tradition into archery as well, and we've done that. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
You want the right kids on the line shooting,
Absolutely.
I made that comment, shooting students. Okay, what we all mean is
you brought it up. We didn't.
I did. Yeah,
okay,
guilty.
So as a teacher, anyone listening out there, I want y'all to know that I do not condone shooting students. I will not be shooting my students.
Wow, you're calling Ryan out like that? Really?
That's okay. I brought it upon myself. What I meant to say, trying to say, we want the right kind of kid on the line. And the rules in the classroom, I mean, they go on to the field as well. If you can't follow rules in the classroom and take care of business in there, I'm not sure I want you shooting arrows, on our archery field in our gym. So, I think it's a good discipline all the way around to make these kids, really strive to do the best they can.
Right, because not only do they need to listen on the line as to be coachable, but they also, because of the safety aspect of it as well. And, if they're not following that discipline, then it's going to show
Right.
whenever you're at tournaments or even at practice. Absolutely.
Right. That's right. Yeah, we love the program so far. I love doing it. The kids have really taken to it. A number of them just really enjoy it, and they're excited. They're excited to be here. I didn't have to twist any arms.
Yeah.
And so it's been neat to see even the competitive nature come out in them. I mean, it did not take them long to begin comparing scores. It did not take them long. Well, who's shooting the highest in the school? Well, I need to beat that. They have a 47. Really? What? So I need to step up my game. So it's good to see that competitive edge, because I can really bring out the good in these competitors.
Well, speaking of shooting students, sorry, my daughter one time we bought a paintball gun, and she said what you have to
Which
do
daughter?
is,
Because you have 3.
it's Molly,
Oh,
my
okay,
second one.
okay.
She goes, so if you're going to try to shoot me, I'm going to zigzag. And I'm like, okay, go ahead. Let's go ahead and do some zigzagging. And so I just shot in the middle, and she just kept running in front of me.
Terrible parenting.
Terrible
right there.
parenting. Hey, you know what? Paintballs. She had a mask on. Her eyes were protected. Face was, back of her head wasn't protected, but everything else protected. No, I'm just teasing. Well, Ryan, it's great to hear that there's other programs starting up here in this area. Like Wendy and I don't know if you'd heard or she even mentioned it now. We've said it so many times, is that we really didn't know much about NASP. We knew that the NASP program existed, and
that was pretty much it.
Yeah, somebody from the school here reached out to my shop, and I just happened to answer the phone and started talking to them about it. And I said, you know what? Wendy and I will come volunteer and do some interviews and have some fun with it, and that way we can learn it. 2 days later, I get a call I get an email from the PR person for the NASP president, Tommy Floyd, and he wanted to be on our show, so he came out, was a part of our show.
He didn't come out. He joined us on Zoom from Kentucky.
Yeah, he was on Zoom.
He didn't come down from Kentucky.
I was like, why don't you fly down here, man? Come on. Like, we're kind of big deal, I don't know if you've noticed, but but Ryan, we appreciate you joining.
Yes.
Appreciate what you do. I think it's really cool. Look at them tear down the target. I mean,
I know in the background we can see they're like.
But thank you for joining us
Yes.
and being a part of this.
Sure.
And,
thank you for
good
having
luck.
me.
My aunt and uncle and cousin, well, my uncle passed away, but my cousins are all from Brenham, so very familiar. Matter of fact, I looked
I've
I was
eaten
like,
ice cream
okay,
in
wait.
Brenham.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
great
had
ice
to look
cream.
at whenever they said Grace Lutheran was coming. I'm like, okay, hold on, wait. But they're Christ Lutheran, so
Yeah, there's a Christ Lutheran, Brennan, there's a Grace Lutheran, there's a First Baptist. I want to share just one quick thing that may help this interview in terms of expansion. So I'm a camper. My family went camping at Martin Diaz State Park. I don't know, week and a half ago. Maybe even 2 weeks. But so we're there, and they had an archery demonstration going on, and a guy there having kids come up, and the arrows had these big giant balls on them.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen these.
Yeah, it looks like a marshmallow.
Looks
to
like
me.
a marshmallow.
Yes.
So it was very safe. But the guy found out I was in NASP, and he was high up in NASP, and so that fostered a great conversation. And he was excited too to see us having a program. And so the feel I get is that this is expanding and growing, and so we'll hope that it continues. It's not that expensive of a startup sport.
No.
And then once you get rocking and rolling, just about anyone can do it. And so it's good to see that expansion happen. But I didn't think in East Texas, Martin Diaz State Park, I'd run into a NASP instructor. Then, like we get to talking and stuff,
That's awesome.
Off we went. Yeah.
We
it's
had
great.
no idea how large it was until the interview this past Monday night. The number, and then how much it took to get started, $3,300 for a kit.
Yep.
And then they even have grants for that to help. And the kit has 12 bows in it. And I mean, it's just amazing to see how easy it can be. And then he even talked about people going and doing fundraising with the Lions Club and different organizations within your area. So I hope that this takes off. It's already taken off.
It's already taken off.
I mean, more so, especially in our areas.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I agree. Well, here's to hoping, and let's hope and pray it continues to do that.
That's right.
Sure. I think it will. Since COVID, we've really seen a bump in archery to continue to grow. We thought at one point that it was going to.
It was declining.
Struggle,
Yeah.
but it didn't. It actually has expanded.
Yeah, very good.
All right.
Well, thanks for having me,
thank
guys.
you, Ryan.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Good.
Safe trip home.
Thank you much.
Thank you. Hey guys, welcome to Raising an Archer, and we are here in our showroom.
Yes, we are.
Doing
It's a special treat.
I know, a super special treat, right? We have Tommy Floyd, the president of NASP, on the show with us today, and I know a lot of you know nothing about NASP, even though it's one of the largest, if not the largest, archery organization in the world. But he's going to go ahead and fill us in on some of that information.
Yes, because you and I don't do a whole lot of NASP. We don't talk
A whole lot. We don't do any. A whole lot. We don't do any.
Well, no, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
That's true. That's true.
NASP was part of that. So we did have a little bit of that. But
we didn't really know the rules,
No,
on
no.
that. And Tommy, one of the things we did at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is that. Oh, excuse me. Wow,
okay over there?
Smooth.
Told you to quit smoking.
Yeah, we even for the NASP group, the senior group, the freshmen through seniors, when they got to the final two, so they had shoot-offs, we put them on a platform, and they got to shoot head-to-head live on camera, on a platform with cameras and people all over them. And it was really a cool experience for everybody.
Good deal.
All right, Tom.
It was.
Yeah, so Tommy, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll dive into what NASP is all about.
Well, Wendy and Scott, thank you again for having me here. It is my pleasure to anytime to talk about NASP. You being Texans, I'm also very fond of your state. I have some great memories of visits there for many reasons. Glad to talk about NASP, and I'm hopeful that something that we talk about tonight will help someone out there that maybe doesn't have the National Archery in the Schools program in their school. Find a way to make it happen there with our good partners there at Texas Parks and all that they do for fish and wildlife enthusiasts in your state.
So tell us, from a NASP, people are going to ask, so what is NASP? There
Right.
is, what is that? You just mentioned a little bit. It's a program that's in schools. Tell us how is it? How prevalent is it? Because I know that even in our area, I didn't realize that there was much NASP even in this area, and I think there's way more than I was expecting after I was talking to the NASP coordinator this week.
Because I know our school district does not have it, and no one in our area down, because I'm an hour south of Houston, so there's no one in my area that has that.
Right.
Good. Well, NASP is a
Let me unmute us here. I don't know what I'm doing. We'll find out here in a second. We've got a new we now. Okay, there we go. I need to figure this thing out. Like, it's been 2 years. I should know how to use this thing.
Well, in your defense, it might not have been 2 years with this board.
Yeah, like I hit a button. I was like, oh
It's our
crap,
second
this
board.
is perfect. Like, we did something really cool, but I don't know if it's working or not.
It might have been lame. Who knows?
It could have been. We may be sitting there just. Like, and you don't hear anything that we're saying. We've done that before.
Yes, we have.
We have.
Yeah.
Wendy will just be talking. I assume we can hear her.
And he goes, "Oh, I put you on mute."
I'm sorry. All right. Well, we got another
Not
archer
sorry.
with us. Let me go ahead and get us on there. There we go. So now you can see all of us. Go ahead, introduce yourself, and where are you from?
Well, my name is Christian Berry, and I'm from Richmond, Rosenberg, Texas. Specifically, I am from Junior ROTC Group TX20103. It's an Air Force JROTC division, and that's where we came out today, is to represent us and our 4 schools that are a part of it.
Yeah.
But he is like the spokesperson right there.
Right, I know. He just rattled it all off, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he did. He knows the number of schools
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, my social security number is 29. And what's that credit card number? I need that.
Yeah. All right. So I think you guys had a pretty large team that came in today, and we talked to some of you guys, and the tournament is over now, so you've already shot. And what was your score for today?
Overall?
Well, was it
Have
your
you-
personal best? How'd you do? You don't have to give us the specifics, but
Well, I would say
this is my first ever competition.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like this is our
So
whole
today was
group's
his
first
personal
competition.
best.
Yes, it was.
It would be
He
my
rocked
personal
it.
best.
And he rocked it. He killed it.
That's right.
I would say out of all the point values that were gathered today, I believe the 10 meter was my best.
Okay.
Because that was the most that I practiced with. Didn't practice a lot with the 15 meter, so I would definitely say I need to work on that. But I would have to attribute all the practice was through a lot of my scouting from first grade all the way to today, as well as the practices we have after school and on Saturdays.
Okay.
Oh, so it sounds like you practice more than a lot of the other guys that we've talked to. And, some people have other sports and different things that they're into as well. So that kind of knocks down the amount of time available for practicing. And what grade are you in?
I'm a senior in high school.
Senior in high school, so you just started. All right. What do you plan on? What are your archery plans after high school?
I never really have much archery plans, but I always seen it as a good pastime to have. But that's really all I would have to say because it was
We
always
kind of like it.
Yeah.
It is very fun. I would say it's
something new, right?
Always fun. Always fun to have a group of people to bond over an event like archery or art itself.
Right.
Yeah. So that was interesting. Multiples have talked about the social piece of it, and that they come in as a team, and they shoot together. A little different than our world of archery.
Right.
It's very individual. Even though we do have teams, the teams are not. They don't travel together. They don't hop on a bus and go to a competition. So it is a little bit of a different feel for this type of competition. Well, you have any other questions for him?
I am drawing a blank. I had a question a few minutes ago, and then it just went poof.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's great having the youth come over and talk about this type of stuff. And what an opportunity. I say what an opportunity to be on camera with us. No, I'm teasing. But to get to do an interview. So this thing is live right now, by the way. So if you say something that's inappropriate, I can't beep it. I used to be able to beep it.
He's not going to do that.
He's not going to do that?
No.
Okay. But thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
No problem.
You're YouTube famous now.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, man.
No problem.
All right.
Bye. Hey guys, welcome to Raising an Archer, and we are here in our showroom.
Yes, we are.
Doing
it's a special treat.
I know, a super special treat, right? We have Tommy Floyd, the president of NASP, on the show with us today, and I know a lot of you know nothing about NASP, even though it's one of the largest, if not the largest, archery organization in the world. But he's going to go ahead and fill us in on some of that information.
Yes, because you and I don't do a whole lot of NASP. We don't talk
a whole lot. We don't do any. A whole lot. We don't do any.
Well, no, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
That's true. That's
true.
NASP was part of that, so we did have a little bit of that. But
we didn't really know the rules,
No.
on that. And Tommy, one of the things we did at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is that. Excuse me. Wow,
okay
smooth.
Told you to quit smoking.
Yeah, even for the NASP group, the senior group, the freshmen through seniors, when they got to the final two, so they had shoot-offs, we put them on a platform, and they got to shoot head-to-head live on camera on a platform with cameras and people all over them. And it was really a cool experience for everybody.
Good deal.
All right, Tom.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so Tommy, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll dive into what NASP is all about.
Well, Wendy and Scott, thank you again for having me here. It is my pleasure to anytime to talk about NASP. You being Texans, I'm also very fond of your state. I have some great memories of visits there for many reasons. Glad to talk about NASP, and I'm hopeful that something that we talk about tonight will help someone out there that maybe doesn't have the National Archery in the Schools program in their school. Find a way to make it happen there with our good partners there at Texas Parks and all that they do for fish and wildlife enthusiasts in your state.
So tell us from a NASP, people are going to ask, so what is NASP? There
Right.
is, what is that? You just mentioned a little bit. It's a program that's in schools. Tell us how is it? How prevalent is it? Because I know that even in our area, I didn't realize that there was much NASP even in this area, and I think there's way more than I was expecting after I was talking to the NASP coordinator this week.
Because I know our school district does not have it, and no one in our area down, because I'm an hour south of Houston, so there's no one in my area that has that.
Right.
Good. Well, NASP is a 21-year-old program. It was founded in 2002. It is an in-school requiring program in grades 4 through 12. Since inception, we have had 21 million students go through the program. Last year, we had 1.3 million students engaged, receiving archery lessons in just under 9,000 schools. We are in 49 states, 9 Canadian provinces, British Virgin Islands, New Zealand, and we are the largest youth archery organization in the world. We have the largest archery tournaments in the world, and we are growing at a rate of about 1,300 schools a year.
You got into this around 2003, right?
I got in 2003. It was a year old. It had just started as a pilot program in Kentucky. I was a high school principal in Kentucky at Somerset High School. And
all right, this is our last interview of the day.
Yes.
And we have a couple young archers that have joined us. Let me go ahead and move over to them real quick here. All right, there we go. So go ahead, introduce yourself to us.
I'll go first. My name is Cassandra Vin, and I'm in 7th grade.
Okay.
I've been doing archery for 3 years.
So she's the same age as my daughter. 12, right?
Yeah, 12.
See? Hey, I got an age right. All right, what about you?
My name is Diego Davalos. I'm 13, and I'm in 8th grade.
Okay.
And this is my 2nd year doing archery.
Okay. What about you? How long have you been doing archery?
3 years.
3 years. Okay.
Yeah, had you been listening, you would have heard that.
Did you say 3 years the first time?
Yeah.
You were so hung up on her age.
I was. My mind went somewhere else.
Being like Ellie.
Yeah. What school you guys shoot for?
This school, Memorial Lutheran School.
Okay.
I love the jerseys. Y'all shooter jerseys that everyone's matching. That's
I do.
pretty cool.
I like those.
Yeah.
That will dry fit type feel.
Yep.
The silky
Yeah.
feel. Yeah. So how did you guys get into archery?
Well, at my old school, it was just like something fun. Like at PE, we did it. It wasn't like after school activity, but I like it. It was very interesting, and I'm very athletic, so I like trying new sports and stuff. And so my school recommended a range, X10 Archery, which is sponsoring this event.
Yep.
And I tried it out, and I went to a camp, and it was really fun. And I got pins, and those were really exciting too. And then when I came here for 5th grade, they just started archery, and I joined, and it was really fun. And Pastor Paul makes it really fun. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Who's your coach over there at X10? And do you still go there? Was it Kat?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
We know Kat personally.
We know Kat. Yeah,
We
Kat's
love Kat.
Yeah, Kat's awesome. What about you?
I kind of just didn't want to do basketball anymore.
Did your parents
Done
make
with
you do
that.
something, or did you decide you wanted to try something?
No, I just decided I want to try something else.
All right.
Good. Good
So
for you.
when we talked to the president of NASP earlier this week, he was saying last week, his name's Tommy Floyd. He talked about archery being another type of option that you can still be a part of a team at a school, and that's what we really think is pretty cool, that you can do something different and still be a part of your school and represent your school.
See, I would like it because it would be a sport that I wouldn't have to run.
Right.
I'm assuming Pastor Paul does not make y'all run.
No.
See,
Do you break a
I'd
sweat?
be all
do you
over that.
sweat when you?
No.
when you-
No.
See, I am.
So you're
I
in.
would so be
You're in.
I don't like to sweat, and I definitely don't run.
Do you guys? Are you guys going to continue doing archery?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. And do you go to a lot of tournaments throughout the year, or is it just a couple?
I go to every.
Every.
Like, she's like, I'm all in wherever it is. Tell me, I'm going.
So you see yourself, so you're doing NASP right now. Have you looked at any of the other type of bows?
No.
Like bare bow, recurve, anything like that? No,
No.
you just enjoy the NASP part of it.
Yeah.
The one thing that's interesting about NASP is that it's just the same bow, same arrows, so the playing field is the
I was
same.
going to say that. The levels the playing field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes into skill.
Yeah. So how did you guys think you shot today?
I think I did good since I beat my personal best.
Oh, there you go.
I would say you did.
And I was really excited when I got a 49 because it's really close to a 50.
Yeah,
Yes.
49 is pretty good.
Yes, yes.
What about you?
I don't think I shot that well today.
Okay, well, let's look at it the other way. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
I always tell my kids, would you rather be home cleaning or shooting somewhere?
Depends on how bad you shot, right? Am I right?
I don't know. Julia has to think about it for a little bit because she really wants to say I'd rather clean, but she knows I'll make her go home and clean, and she's like, no.
No.
Fine, shooting.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us and jumping on this video with us live. It's live broadcast, by the
Yes,
way.
it is.
So if you said something inappropriate, I couldn't edit it out. It's just out there for the world to see.
But y'all didn't.
Yeah, you guys did great. So thank
Yes.
you for joining us, and good luck.
Thank you for letting us join.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hope to see y'all shooting again.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's interesting. I'm hitting some buttons here. See, we can still.
Jacqueline, I don't know if you are listening or watching, but honey, we need you to go everywhere with us.
I know, Jacqueline. Like, where are you? She's the one that does all of this stuff for us, and like I'm having to do it all.
Yes.
Like, we need our director.
We do.
Yeah,
She is
yeah.
so awesome to be 14. She is so awesome at
And
this.
she bosses us around too. Like, hey,
She
hey.
gives us the looks
Like,
off
just
camera. She gives us the
no,
looks.
she's just shaking her head. Like, it's usually toward me.
Yes.
It's definitely toward me.
Always toward you.
Trust me. Hey, I want to thank everybody for joining us. I think this is a great opportunity for us to all
Absolutely.
learn something different about archery. Like
Yes.
what's interesting is that we don't know much about NASP, and then the NASP people don't know much about us. So
That's right.
we need to figure out how do we bridge that gap a little
That's
bit.
right.
And make sure that we all know about this. I think that as a school, you guys should really consider looking into something like this.
Whether it's private school or public school.
Yeah, it doesn't matter the size. So if you go listen to our podcast or our video cast on with Tommy Floyd, the president of NASP, he talks about how do you get involved. And it's not a huge expense, $3,300
for 12 bows and
Yeah.
everything.
And there's grants that they offer to anyone that
Almost
wants to
cuts it in
start.
half.
Yeah, to just start
price.
start it up.
And I have heard on the public school side, the safety issue is always comes up because it is a shooting sport. But we have heard from coaches, we have heard from Tommy, the president of NASP, and that safety is always taken care of, and it's not an issue.
They've never had an incident.
They've never had an issue
Since 2002.
I think so.
Is that right?
I had
Is
it
that right?
up on my
I'm
phone.
still figuring out all this. There's so many big numbers. Like
yes, since 2002, they
Yeah,
have
so-
never,
so
and
NASP started-
that's its inception.
Yeah.
And so since the beginning, they have never had a safety issue with it.
and to I asked the other day. I said I was asking some archers, adults, youth. I said how many people do you think show up to a national NASP shoot? And they said 1,000 people. Like no higher, like higher, like
Yeah.
3,000. Nope, higher. 5,000, higher. 10,000 higher. They're like, you got to be kidding me. There's over 10,000 that show up. They have 45,000 people that they run through every day with parents and everything. They have 15,000 archers that participate in the national competition out in, I guess last year it was in Kentucky. I don't know if it's there every year.
So 2019, I have this up on my phone right now. 2019. So we're talking about 4 years ago. The NASP Eastern National Tournament, so that's just Eastern, had 14,946 archers participating in that tournament. Now, we're talking about that's only 4th through 12th grade.
Yeah.
We're not talking about adults. That is just youth archers.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Those numbers are just really out.
Yes.
Out. I mean, almost not believable. Like, how many kids did they say that have been through the program since 2002? When it's something like how many million was it? I can't remember.
I
21
can't
million?
remember.
21 million?
Well, they've had
41
21
million?
No.
1 billion? It was at 1 billion. Uh-oh.
They our lights. Our lights just went
our
out.
lights just went out. The battery died on them. Did you notice they died at the exact same time?
They did. We turned them on. Well, I turned them on at the same time.
Yeah.
So just to go back, that is
That's,
21 million students since
Well, that was good
2002.
timing.
21 million students since 2002.
Wow.
That is a lot of kiddos that have joined archery in this one program.
So that would be a problem with our lights. The battery just died. I should have plugged them in. I should have plugged them in.
Did you hear me? 21 million.
Sorry,
students.
I'm hyper focused on the lights just went dead at the exact same time.
Well,
how nuts is that?
When
How
you
does that
turn
even
them
happen?
on at the same time.
I know. I'm just saying. That's crazy. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining. I think the lights
you.
going out is perfect timing for us to go ahead and close out the show. But thank you for joining, and we will catch you guys at the next target.
Bye.